Live! I assume we're live. We'll see how this ends up. Ooh. Hello, people. When they come. I'm like making sure that it's actually live. 3 people watching. Hello. Hello. How is everyone? We are celebrating. Cool. I am like actually live. Gotta check these things. Ooh, and I got my notification that I was live on my Discord. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a celebratory live stream. It's very exciting. We passed 500 subscribers, which is crazy to my brain because I don't know, it just seems like a really big number. Hi, Oscar. Hi, Grammy. I was gonna keep them a secret for longer and wait for people to sign up, for people to come and join, but we have guests, at least one so far. So you guys probably know her on her channel and her reactions and stuff. We have Show&Tell. She's also here with me to celebrate. Everybody say hello. Feel free to give the spiel about your channel for those who may not know who you are.
Hi, I'm Show&Tell. I make reactions. That's my spiel. Yes, oh my god, I'm so excited though.
I know. She also has Bleach reactions that are currently being up on her channel.
Taking long to come out because I'm
a slow editor. She's seen more than me, but she's further behind in uploads because she's smarter than me and she records things ahead of time. And I record like sometimes the day of. I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
No, I totally do the day off. It's just that it's on Patreon, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm not that. I don't have all that organization. I'm gonna be honest. But yes, we also have people just come and celebrate, which is very exciting to me that I have like not only 500, well, more than 500 subscribers now, but like YouTube friends. How crazy.
I know. Oh my God.
Met people through making videos, which is like probably my favorite part. I love getting to I love comments, like answering comments is one of my favorite things, reading them, being Discord, talking to people where I'm like, look at this crazy stuff in my comment section, which also happens.
Yes, it is one of the greatest things on YouTube, honestly.
We also have another friend coming who has finally joined in. We had him.
Hey, what's going on?
It's Bluur too! Because it's a party and I have friends.
I know!
How's it going, guys?
It's good. I'm like still living on the high of passing 500 subscribers. So
first off, congratulations, Sarah, because it is truly incredible. That is, it is, you know.
I mean, with the help of you guys too, because you guys helping telling people that my channel is around and
doing
collabs.
Ultimately,
and just like being moral support, really. I mean,
yeah.
Sometimes you need somebody to be like, I've been there.
Yeah, but ultimately you put in the work. You know, you've hung in there and you did that, right? No one could ever take that away from you. And I think it's something that me and Judy can obviously relate to, and how much effort that goes into it, and always thinking and always trying to come up with new content. It's a lot. So congratulations, seriously.
Yeah. I mean, we can send the people your way, but you're the one keeping
them. You're the one that's retaining them.
Yeah.
Trying to. Sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes I always get those comments on my channel that are just like, I don't know. It's just a weird. Bluur knows. I'm sorry. Okay. You were talking earlier.
But I'm sure Judy, like we always talked about this. So Judy obviously can relate to certain comments that are just like, you scratch your head.
Yeah. Part of the job. You just you deal with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it never outweighs the like really amazing nice comments, which is like well, I think I also sent one to Bluur of that where I was like the two sides of people who watch my videos, like the ones that are like super, super nice and they're like, wow, this is amazing. The ones that are just like completely don't understand what my channel is about. Like There's like such a clear like shift between those two, but like
Yep.
honestly, like thank you, Anti-Society. You guys are great. I'm gonna thank people who've actually subscribed because we have a bunch of new people now, and you guys do honestly leave so many wonderful comments, and I love reading them. And I don't always have time to respond to everything, but I read all of them. And being in the Discord and like I don't like I'm honestly one of the most absent-minded people when it comes to like answering messages. I'm gonna be honest,
God,
and I like
Yeah.
I don't
That
need to
might be
remind
too.
myself to go and like read comments and like be in the Discord because I don't even have notifications on for a bunch of the Discord stuff because I know that you guys like have spoiler channels and stuff, so I have a bunch of it turned off, but like I always remember to go and check because I just love talking to you guys. So thank you so much. Now that I've gushed over my subscribers.
I mean, that's why we're here. We're celebrating them. So
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Anyone watching wants to ask questions for us, we're just kind of here to hang out and celebrate and spend some time.
I'm actually gonna put it in my
friends.
Discord. That's what I'm doing right now, so don't mind me.
I know Oscar got the Discord for me being a good mod, being better than me at my job.
Yeah, Oscar's he's the MVP.
Yeah, so sometimes Grammy gets it for me. It goes back and forth. Who gets it? But I'm like really bad at putting it in my announcements sometimes. I auto set it up because I can't remember when it schedules stuff sometimes.
I actually manually do it every time.
I know that you do. I'm like me and Show&Tell were like I have a thought set up to do it. I tried to do it manually because I was like, I can do that simple thing, but then I started to like schedule stuff ahead enough that I was like, I don't remember when I scheduled videos. Like, I can't remember when they go live, or like I'm just busy doing something, and I'm like,
oh yeah, that's a fear. I can get that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had them auto set up to like give notifications. So. Hello, Inkling. Thank you. And Pan. And my editor is here. Hello.
Congrats. Good job, editor.
Yeah.
I seen. Yeah, I'm like, okay. I see. Put your little spark on it. Your little magic dust.
Yes. My editor is amazing, but I am sometimes not timely with my filming, and I apologize. I try to be. I try to be better about it. But this last week has been crazy busy for me, so.
Oh. You okay? Yeah. You hanging in there?
Well, it's just because I do freelance like design and stuff, and it's getting into the holidays and people are commissioning stuff for holiday, gifts and ads and stuff like that. And so I always get super busy around this time of year, so.
Yeah.
But which is like nice, and then it's gonna get really, really quiet come like January, and I'm gonna have like nothing for a little while. But
yeah, they can space it out.
Yeah, so the thing with like freelancing is there's just like crazy waves of like when you're just super, super busy and you have to work like crazy hours, and then there's when you like work a couple of hours and then you're like, now what do I do with my life? Like, so
do YouTube. That's what you do.
Yeah, I already filmed some stuff. This morning I was filming. Last night I was filming.
You're good. We already talked about this, Sarah, but I thought I was organized a little bit, but nah, you're way more organized than me. So
I mean, I'm really good at making a calendar.
I don't
stick to the calendar.
I need to do that, and I just don't do it, and I'm just not even gonna sugarcoat it. Yeah, it's laziness. It's laziness.
I mean, sometimes I don't know if it's laziness, but sometimes it's just like I'm tired. Like I'm legitimately tired. It's like 8:00 at night, and I'm like, I don't have the energy.
Man.
Yeah,
because like I don't want to, especially where I'm at right now in like everything that I'm like reacting to. I'm like, I need to like be in it, and I don't want to be like super tired and just like
you can film when you're super tired,
right?
It won't come out right. Yeah,
yeah, and like. And there's so much like nuance to certain stuff. Like I can't film like Tower of God videos when I'm tired. My brain won't keep up with it.
I'm telling you, if you notice, Sarah, and I'm sure you probably have, people were actually upset because my Tower of God videos have not been dropping as much as other things on the channel. And it's just because literally like a chapter of Tower of God where I'm at is 20 minutes of reading straight through, as opposed to like something else on my channel like L Seed or The Beginning After the End or Solo Leveling. It's like 10 minutes. And yeah, so Tower of God is just so much information that it really put like I'm tired after reading it. Like I'm mentally tired after reading it. For like an hour straight.
And I know that people like all the time, I always get comments on my Tower of God videos being, can you do more than a couple of chapters? And like I understand that they want me to, but like, and my editor works on those videos, so they know. They know how much footage there is that gets like edited. And I'm like, I'm already sitting down for like an hour to read 2 chapters. Like people want me to do like 4 or 5. I'm like, it's a long time for me to be sitting there filming.
Wow, an hour is long, yeah. An hour is it's like kind of the most you can do for reaction, I feel.
Yeah, and like the reason that I put it down to like the 2 chapters is one, I do like 2 episodes when I do my anime reaction, so it kind of balances it out. But also like it's about an hour of filming to do my anime reaction, so I'm like, you kind of have to figure. It's like I have this much time that I could film in a day, so like you kind of have to manage it over what can you consistently do, and it's
I think I don't know. I have to add another pros for recording anime over versus reading, and I would say you're less mentally you're less mentally tired, obviously, because you're just reading nonstop or whatever. But that's why I'm kind of missing anime at this moment. I'm missing it just a little bit now, just a little bit. Just a little bit. All there is readings now.
Yeah, because you did say that you liked reading better. So
but I don't know what can make me jump back in there, though. I don't know.
You could do it really slow, maybe. Oh, but people won't. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm trying to wait till Bleach. I'm trying to wait till Bleach though comes back.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Maybe.
I mean,
fair enough.
There's a Jump Fiesta. Oh yeah, Jump Fiesta. I think is December, and Bleach does have a big stage on there. Like it's confirmed. So something is going to be announced. I don't know what it is. Maybe obviously it's going to be a kind of an idea, I'm sure, of when it's going to release the anime for 1,000 Year Blood War. So that's what everybody's speculating. And I hope that's true.
Me too.
Yeah. Because you girls are gonna cry. Like Sarah, you thought Ulquiorra was sad? Yeah. Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna cry. I'm a crier. Like, hang on, I'm pinning a message.
Are you trying to do it off the StreamYard?
No, I went through the YouTube.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I did Vinland Saga and I cried, and then I got to like the Ichigo
oh my God,
and I cried, and I'm like, I'm like reading Tower of God. I'm like, if this makes me cry.
The fight was epic too, though.
Oh, it was a lot.
Now, and Sarah, now that you've known this, you got to this point, and now that you realize the foreshadowing aspect of the show, how the way Kubo does things. So, White Ichigo, though, it is saying about the horse and the king speech.
I know. I talked about that too. I was like,
yeah,
like, I remember that.
Yep. That's how. I mean, and I think me and Judy talked about this. That's kind of like what separates. Well, why a lot of people don't gravitate towards Bleach as like to Naruto and to One Piece, because Bleach you have to read between the lines more, and it's a lot more foreshadowing and details in the back.
To wait for it to pay off.
Yes, you have to wait for it. People like simple. People just want it shoved right into their face. They don't want to have to think. And I get it. I'm a fan of both. But
yeah, I think there's a place for both. Like there's times when you want to watch anime and just like turn off your brain and be like, this fight's cool. And then there's times when you're like,
for sure,
you want to just when you get to that point where all of the elements line up and it clicks in your brain and you get giddy off of it because you're like, oh, I know this. Like,
yeah.
Like, oh, I get this reference. Like,
hold on, Bluur has not watched One Punch Man. That is a crime. I mean, I guess.
Have you not watched One Punch Man?
Nah. Ever since I heard about this, they always compare him to other like.
Wait,
like I'm petty like that. Hold on. Nope. Stop. I'm petty like this. So when I see stuff like Saitama being like compared to like Goku, and I'm like, nah, nobody's ever touching Goku from Dragon Ball. So I'm like, I don't even like that character now, and I don't even want to react to it. I'm petty like that.
The thing is, Saitama is like meant to be jokingly like those characters.
You'd be surprised. I mean, in the forums, people be actually serious, and I'm like, no.
But like the whole point of like One Punch Man is like, I don't know, it's like supposed to be making fun of like superheroes.
Yeah,
and it's great.
Yeah,
and it was and like it doesn't like in like the original comics, it doesn't really like have a story really. Like it's basically just like, hey, here's like a joke panel, and then it became like an actual story. But the first season's great. You can watch the second one if you want. I'm more. I don't know.
I was kind of disappointed with what was it? We were talking about this too a while ago because it was Casey's favorite show.
Oh, Death Note?
Yeah. I was disappointed with it. So I was like, and I think that was the thing that I was reacted to. That was actually the last show I think I was reacted to on the first channel.
Death Note?
And then, Death Note. And then I was like, then that stopped because of the first channel being deleted. And I continued after, and I was so disappointed that I was like, okay, I'm not reacting to anime no more. That just disappointed me. I feel like I wasted my time. I feel like I wasted my time.
The whole story? Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I wasted
like the second part.
No. The second part. The first part was spectacular. Is phenomenal. The second part, I was like, nah, y'all just wasted my time.
I mean, the thing about like One Punch Man though is you can't just watch the first season and stop. Like it doesn't have it, like you can clearly like get to the end. Like it doesn't have enough of an overarching story that like you need to keep watching it. But I'm more passionate that you watch Mob Psycho 100, which is from the same writer, and I feel far, far more strongly about everyone watching that show.
Okay.
And we're getting another season, and I'm so excited.
Okay.
Mob Psycho 100?
Mob Psycho 100. It's Studio Bones does the animation, so it's so good. Like
John Chapman.
I think I don't have that on my list, so
yeah, watch it.
What is your guys' favorite childhood anime?
Yeah, I'll put the question up. Childhood anime? So many. I'll let you guys go first, though.
Oh, mine's is easy. Well, okay. I mean, everybody like from being a 90s kid and all that, Pokemon's like the first thing, but I didn't know that was really anime until somebody told me because it came on. You know what I mean?
Right,
like I didn't know it was anime, or Yu-Gi-Oh! I didn't know that was considered anime. So if you want to say that, yeah, but when I really got into it was really Dragon Ball Z. Like I was addicted to it as a kid. I remember wearing shirts to school, and I was exactly. Look at you. You have Goku's gi. I'm proud of you. And I remember my mother was so mad because every time we went shopping, I always wanted to get Dragon Ball stuff related to clothing for school, for elementary school. Like I just like, nope. She was like, that doesn't look nice. I was like, no, but I love it though. So
yeah,
that
it's dorky, but you love it.
Yeah, that was my show.
Cool. Okay, what is that?
The weird echo.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it? I don't know.
I don't know. We're too quiet, I guess.
Mine would. Oh, I don't know. I mean, yeah, like you said, Pokemon and stuff, but and also Dragon Ball Z was. Yeah, I was really addicted to it at the time.
Toonami. Yep.
But yeah, no. I was addicted to a lot of things. Everything that was on. I mean, where I am, it wasn't like there weren't a lot of shows you could watch. So everything that was on, you just watched it. And it was great because it was anime. It was different.
Yeah, I know. I've seen so many like random episodes of just shows because I was like, it's on. Like I haven't seen like Dragon Ball like in any kind of sequential order. It was just like, parents are out for dinner tonight. We're watching Dragon Ball. Like,
oh, actually, this is a better question. Which anime made you cry first? If you can remember the scene in the anime,
I think
that's
you
even a bonus.
asked us this already.
Did I?
Yes.
Like for all of us?
I think on your.
Yeah, I think so.
Was it the last time? Really?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe. Okay, never mind. Y'all don't need to know about it.
I've a lot of anime, so I can keep talking about it. Yeah, I mean, my childhood anime, I mean, if we're going, it's not Pokemon and all of those kind of, I kind of don't see those because at least in North America, we got lots of weird edits on those. Like arcs got taken out and like the dubs were weird and they like edited out things and scenes. So characters in like weird positions because they had to like censor stuff. So it is like it's very, very different to watch like Pokemon in like Japan to watch like Pokemon that we got. So I don't really think of those as anime in like that sense when I watch them. But my childhood anime were I mean Fullmetal Alchemist, because I watched that when it came out, and yes, I was too young to watch it, but I did anyway.
Wow.
Because we got it in like 2004, so I was like 6, 7, too young to be watching that show.
Okay.
And then I watched Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles, and Cardcaptor Sakura. Those are both Clamp.
Cardcaptor Sakura, yeah,
yeah. Tsubasa is like has some it connects all of the Clamp universes.
Yeah.
It's weird, but I loved it.
I just watched a little bit of it and I had no clue what was going on.
I read the manga more. That's the first like manga that I read all the way through was Tsubasa. And then Cowboy Bebop, watched that again, too young, but it was on Adult Swim, so if you're Canadian, you know what Adult Swim is.
Netflix? You see the trailer for the Netflix series?
No, I don't hate myself.
Actually, I'm kind of surprised. It doesn't look bad.
I mean,
it does not look bad. You know how Hollywood treat our animes. Like, don't get me started on. I already told y'all Dragon Ball Evolution that tore me apart. But
I mean, the thing I don't understand why Cowboy Bebop. Like out of all the anime that needed some kind of live action adaptation, it's a weird choice, especially since it's not like popular in Japan, and it's not like super popular in the US. Like anime isn't from the 90s isn't super popular in the US. Like I don't know, it's a weird choice to me to pick as a show to adapt, but to each their own, I suppose. We keep getting Matrix anime, which is baffling to me too, so I'm like, why the Matrix? The Matrix? They're like getting more. I mean, they already had
love the Matrix
mini like short films that were animated. There was like
the Animatrix
collection of them.
Yep.
Yeah, and then they're
I love it though. I did love it. You know why? Because it showed you what happened before there was a war between machines and humans. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. You actually get to see the kind of the beginning of it, what led to ultimately, the whole thing.
Oh, but, yeah, I actually didn't watch The Matrix. So
what? Oh,
so don't spoil it, please. I have a feeling that I'm probably going to be asked to watch it.
I watched The Matrix. I watched The Matrix when I was pretty young. My mom really likes Keanu Reeves, so she was like,
he's
my mom's a huge sci-fi fan too, so she was like, you have to watch The Matrix.
Yeah, I hear about it all the time. It's like a thing. Like everybody knows The Matrix and stuff.
Yeah, no, my mom's a huge sci-fi nerd, so
I think you will love it, Judy.
Yeah. Okay.
I think you would. The first one. I mean,
yeah.
The first one, of course.
Oh,
the other ones happened.
Okay.
They're
okay. Yeah, got it.
I don't think they're necessarily bad. It's just not as clearly. It's not as a classic as the first one.
Yeah,
it's not like, bad.
There's just not necessary, really.
I mean, the Matrix could have been a step by itself, and I'm kind of skeptical because I'm scared about this new movie. Like I'm happy because it's like a childhood thing for me, but then I'm like, I don't know because I don't want it to be bad.
This is a cool question. Favorite cartoons outside of anime? Let's exclude anime.
Okay.
So like favorite cartoons that don't count as anime.
Oh man.
Do I know any?
Dang, I'm gonna have to.
I feel like this is gonna age me because I don't know any like cartoons past like 2007.
I'm gonna have to say.
Oh, I only know horrible ones.
I'm gonna have to say Rocket Power from Nickelodeon. Cartoon Network. I think I watched Cartoon Network more than I did Nickelodeon though. But dang, that's hard. I never really thought about it. Like Courage the Cowardly Dog, I found interesting. Damn. This is a long time ago, man.
AB just said Codename Kids Next Door.
Codename Kids Next Door.
I remember that show.
That is a great one. Absolutely. That is definitely in there.
Oh, I'm like
good save, AB. Good save.
So conflicted because I have so many. I mean, I didn't name 3.
They were probably superhero animations.
Yeah. So I was gonna be like Teen Titans.
Yeah.
Like the one
from,
like the first one, the back one, because I watched that so much. I didn't get into like the Justice League and all of that spin-off stuff until like a little bit later. I'm trying to think of like cartoons when I was like a kid. But like I'm gonna
Spider-Man, I think was good.
Spider-Man was another one. Yep. See, the 90s.
The first time I watched the Spider-Man comic, but I watched it in French. So
oh yeah, that's right.
It's very different experience.
Different? Okay.
It freaked me out when I could watch it in English. I was like, this is in English. But yeah, I would say Teen Titans, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh my god, yes, of course. Right, I watched it only
because we can have debates about whether or not it's anime.
Right,
but
I see a lot of lists that kind of include it as anime, and I'm like, it's not anime though. Yeah. It's not.
Yeah, it's like, but like the thing is it's animated,
influenced,
in like
inspired,
not in Japan, but there's blurred lines between like what exactly is like anime, but considering that anime means like cartoon in Japanese, I'm like,
right.
Basically all the same thing.
So but that confuses the question though.
Yeah. And then another one, I'm like trying to narrow it down in my brain of like what I would want to say. Ooh. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. That show is amazing and it needs to get more credit.
I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't even know what that is.
Really?
No.
Oh, you don't know Cheese?
Well, one, when did it come out? And two, I think you're forgetting that now you make me feel old because I'm a lot older than you.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm like thinking, I'm like, when did it come out? And is it Canadian? Because maybe it is. Like, there are other shows that are Canadian, like 16. That's a good show. That's Canadian though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I've never heard of it.
And I'm trying to think of like Martin Mysteries was
Static Canadian. Shock, bro. How could I miss
Static
that?
Shock.
Static Shock was great, phenomenal, especially the Batman crossover. Phenomenal.
Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends came out in 2004.
Bruh, I was like going into high school.
It's great though.
I'm old, Sarah. Okay, jeez, leave it at that.
The best character is Cheese, and he's lactose intolerant.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
So they're saying that Avatar was animated by Studio Pierrot. So okay, so it's an anime. I don't know.
Yeah, like I'm like it was animated, but it's written.
Yeah, it's
by,
not.
Like,
I mean, I just meant that
Americans.
It's not Japanese. That's all I meant. But okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So it's an anime, and then it doesn't count. Then.
Yeah, we're gonna have to decide what anime is before we're going to have a debate about whether or not it is or is not an anime.
It's true that anime is just animated. It's true.
But I mean, my one thing is I'm like, it wasn't originally dubbed in Japanese.
Exactly. It's not.
Like it was dubbed in English and then like redubbed in other languages. Like it was meant for like a North American audience, whereas like anime isn't.
Are not. Yeah, not Japanese or not.
Yeah, like I feel like there's something about like intention to like when you're making the show. Like if you're making it for a Japanese audience, then it's anime, and then if you aren't, then it falls outside of that.
Mm-hmm.
Judy wasn't born in 2004. Okay, if you say so. Sorry to disappoint.
It's like, I don't know if that's right, but you can believe whatever you want.
Yeah, go for it.
So here's a question for you guys. So which series are you... Well, I think Sarah's probably easy for you. I'll probably figure that out. I was going to say, which series or your channel are you enjoying the most right now?
I mean, I spend a lot of time making Bleach videos.
She said, I have no other answer. Okay, it's Bleach. Leave me alone.
Like, I mean, yeah. I feel like also with like Tower of God and Vinland Saga, which we're doing now, I'm not far enough, I don't feel yet, to like really know where I'm at. Like I know with like Bleach, like yeah, I enjoyed it in the first arc, but it was Soul Society arc where I like really got pulled into the show. So
Same
I'm kind
here.
of like I'm only like 4 episodes into Vinland Saga, so I'm like I don't know what it's gonna be yet. And
Yeah.
I mean I guess I could talk about Ergo Proxy, but Ergo Proxy is like really hard to like sell to people. It's a great show, but it's one that I'm going back and I'm like rewatching and I'm like, I was so dumb when I watched this the first time. It was like I didn't notice anything.
He said, Gina
Yeah,
Bug
that
said,
happens a lot.
Yeah, there's so much of that show that I'm like, I miss this.
Actually, yeah, Judy, what about you?
Sorry, I missed the question. I was reading the comments.
I know.
Like, oh.
It's like it's so weird because I go back to a comment and then I'm like, oh, somebody's asking something. I know. I said, what series or your channel are you enjoying the most right now?
What series on my channel? On YouTube?
Yeah. Because I know Patreon, you're like, yeah.
Yeah, I have too many. On YouTube, Jujutsu Kaisen, I'd say, because
that's what I was gonna say. I was like,
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yes.
That's a good one. Jujutsu Kaisen.
I don't know. I just love them. Oh my god. Yeah,
I haven't finished watching it yet.
Is it because you don't enjoy it that much, or just because?
No, because I was enjoying it, but I started watching it when it was coming out.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm enjoying this so much that I just want to wait.
Yeah.
And then binge it. So I waited, and then in the meantime, I started my YouTube channel, and I'm like, I don't have time now. Like whenever I watch anime, it's for YouTube. And then so I was like, hey, do you guys want me to? I was like, do you want me to react to it? Because I have already seen some of it. And they're like, no, just watch it your time. So I'm like, I have to find time.
Right? I don't have free time either. I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, if you guys had said react to it, then I would have made time for it. But now I'm like, I don't know.
That's a good question. Oh, AB's last one. Well, not really a question, but he just said recommend. Yeah.
One anime or manga to each other.
I think Sarah already has.
Multiple for Bluur.
Based on what they like or what I like.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that meshes so much.
I mean, I still just continually tell Bluur to watch Fullmetal Alchemist, and eventually
you haven't watched it?
He'll sit down and do it. I know he's seen some of Brotherhood.
I've seen like the first 20 episodes of Brotherhood, and it was actually really good.
You gotta watch the 2003 show so you understand my pain.
Oh, damn. Okay.
It's only 51 episodes.
Oh, you wanted to watch the other one? I didn't watch all of it. I started it and then...
You got bored with it. Don't lie. You say what you want to say. Say what you want to say.
No, you can say whatever you want. I don't know. You can't hurt my feelings about it.
You love it? I mean, you like it?
It's
no,
my...
I'm trying to understand.
No, the thing is, it's my favorite show. But like, I don't need everyone else for it to be their favorite show. So you can say whatever you want about it.
I mean, I think the problem is that did you watch it before Brotherhood or after?
I watched it as it was airing.
Oh,
so
that's
years
different.
before Brotherhood.
That's different.
Exactly.
See, I think I would have to go back to Brotherhood.
Going back is a little harder.
See, like, and that's what I say where I'm like, I love it and it doesn't have to be everyone else's favorite show, because I'm like, I understand that for my experience is way different from other people. Like I watched Brotherhood as it was coming out too.
Yeah.
So like I understand. I get people who like read the manga and then like the 2003 show came out and it's nothing like the manga. So I'm like, I get that if you read the manga and then the show came out, you would be mad at it. So, but
Yeah.
it's my favorite show. I think also because it's one of the first like proper anime that I watched too, that I know that I'm biased, because like before that it was like Pokemon and Beyblade and then it was Full Metal Alchemist, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's like an actual show with like intense themes and philosophy and stuff. So plus I had a thing where like I would recommend Full Metal Alchemist to people because it was like a really easy shonen to get someone into, because it's 51 episodes, it doesn't have filler arcs, like it's a lot easier to recommend that show and be like, here's like a taste of what shonen is, than to be like, watch Dragon Ball or like you know any of the other shows.
No, Brotherhood, I think it's still one of the most like recommended. I mean, everybody who recommends it is saying, oh, it's the easy, like just get into that and then you'll understand or something.
I actually think my oldest brother watched the 2003 versions. A friend told him to watch the 2003 version because I seen the collection over by his house and I didn't know what it was. I mean, I knew the title of it, but I'd never seen it. So to your point, I think that one gets recommended a lot first.
Well, like, and the thing too is I feel like if you're watching the 2003 show, you need to just put the Brotherhood thoughts away.
Exactly.
Because it's a completely different show.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's the biggest thing, is people lump them together and compare them, and I'm like, no, they're completely different tones, they're completely different concepts they're trying to explore, characters are have different arcs and like who they are.
I don't know exactly, 20 episodes or something, and I got so confused with things. I really need to like
I'm like, you need to completely leave what you think you know. It's basically like a OVA, is to kind of think of it like it's an alternate universe OVA, and just like leave what you thought you knew about the world and the characters behind, because it's not going to be applicable here.
Okay, so that's one anime that you're recommending to me for finish. What about a manga?
Ooh, a manga. That's harder. Because the manga I've read are like usually they're either like Tsubasa, which is not something I can recommend because it's crazy and you have to like know Clamp's entire like backlog to get it. Or it's like manga that I've read because it's related to an anime. Like I don't read a lot of manga that's just in manga form. Like hasn't been adapted into anything.
Yeah.
Me too.
I think Judy, I think you would enjoy now, because manga is harder, but I feel like manhwas, Korean, I think they're a lot more, I don't know, easier to catch on to. Obviously, not as integral and thought provoking as mangas, like shonens especially. But manhwas, I feel like you would enjoy it. I feel like you would enjoy reading it. It is. Oh yeah, we talked about this. That's right. Webtoon.
Because we're trying to get her.
You literally, I'm telling you, once you
Webtoon
start,
side,
it's hard.
There are a lot of manhwas on Webtoon.
There's so many.
Just the website Webtoon, and they got some fantastic stuff. I mean, clearly, like if you look at my channel right now, I mean, it's all based on Webtoon stuff, and that I got far with that. So that should kind of give you an idea, like, okay, the popularity of people actually gravitating.
Right. Oh my god, your channel is okay, we're not talking about that.
It's all
like another reason why I can't recommend a manga to you, Bluur, because I'm like, you've read a bunch of the stuff that I've read. Like I can't be like, read Berserk, because like
Berserk. Have you read that,
Judy? Channel.
I haven't read it. I just watched the 3 films that came out.
I don't think you want to read the manga. I think that they don't. I mean, Kentaro is gory. It is.
Oh, I watched.
Not meant for kids.
I think I know that it's gory. I don't know. Unless it's more gory than it's not.
It's
intense.
It's intense.
It looks really cool. I was kind of gutted by the ending of what they showed. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, like, what webtoons do I read that I could recommend?
I could recommend you plenty, Sarah.
None of mine are like action, though. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of the webtoons that I watch are like are like slice of life.
I love also not action. Actually,
That reminds me. Oh, there's a new chapter of Cocoa Latte out, and I'm so excited. No, okay. If you guys need if anyone watching this needs a really good, sweet slice of life
that
webtoon,
sounds so nice.
Cocoa Latte, and it's amazing because there's no dialogue in it, but it's so good. It has the most beautiful like water paint style artwork, and there's no dialogue, and it's so cute, and it just makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside.
Oh,
And
that
it was
sounds
on hiatus
sweet.
for so long, and now there's a new chapter, and I haven't read it yet, but I'm so excited.
That
Yeah.
sounds sweet.
But I had to
Cool.
catch up on Lore Olympus last night, so
Actually,
I didn't
you
read it.
need to catch up on Omniscient Reader. See, yeah, you can't even.
do.
Hey,
I'm
guys,
busy.
blame her. Blame her right now in the comment section. She has not even continued reading Omniscient Reader.
I'm sorry. I started reading it a long time ago. There was like a big, I don't know, advertisement thing for it on Webtoon, and I read like the first like 20 chapters, and then
What
I
about
got caught up with their stories.
have you read Solo Leveling?
No.
Oh, both of you guys. Actually, Judy, that's what I would recommend to you.
Yeah.
Read Solo
Is it
Leveling.
the most popular series on your channel or something?
Yeah, and it's the most troublesome. The channel.
Troublesome. Okay.
Even with a filter, they will YouTube. They just come after you. Even with a filter, you're covering the panels. Yeah, they is like, no, you can't show absolutely no panels, like none. They don't want you showing anything.
What do you do?
I now from my last video, I just
read it.
I literally read
it.
You literally see me read it, but the panel's not on the screen. So you're literally, I'm describing the scene, the page I'm on, and try to read it. And yeah, a lot of people hate it. It was like, we don't like this way, Blair. It's like, well, what am I supposed to do? I can't do anything about it unless you want me to get a strike, and I'm not going to get a strike. So my hands are full or tied.
That's too bad.
Yeah, I know people have asked me to read it, and I'm like,
not on the channel. I mean, if you're gonna read it, no, you can read it as you are now, Sarah. I mean,
yeah, you don't show the panels.
You don't show don't just show the panels. You can still read it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really wanted to, you could do that. Just don't show the panels, and whoever likes it, you could kind of make a test for it. You know what I mean? Like the first 3 chapters. Oh, I'll just read it and see how it goes. Not like we all have the time.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was kind of like when I was deciding whether or not I was gonna do like web comics and stuff like that on my channel, where I was like, there are kind of like 2 ways I could do it, and one of them I was like, I can just read it and then like put a discussion up where I'm like, just a video where it's like, hey, I'm discussing like what happened. It's like the discussion parts that I put in my videos anyway at like the like halfway mark, and at the end I'm like, you can just like have that part where we talk about it, but it can't necessarily be on the channel because I like my channel.
That's what I'm recommending for both of you guys. Solo Leveling. And
cool.
Because I remember this was like me starting off this channel back in February. So the channel started in February, and I think it was after I read 1,000 Year Blood War, because I finished that on the first channel. And someone recommended to me. I was like, manhwa. I didn't even know there was like, you know what I mean? I was like, manhwa. I said, you mean manga? I mean, I only know of manga, Japanese. He was like, no, it's Korea. I was like, Korea makes, you know what I mean? I'm thinking like, oh, okay, but their style is different. Obviously, it's colored panels, right? And I was like, and I was really skeptical of it. I was like, it doesn't seem like it's going to be a lot of hype. And this was Solo Leveling, by the way. And so, if you guys know, Solo Leveling, honestly, it exceeded my expectations for the channel. I don't think, Sarah, you know more about this too, because you've seen what the videos was actually there, what they did. I mean, even within a day, it would average 10,000 views per chapter.
I saw that.
So it's
insane.
Yeah, you should. I would recommend it, even if you don't react to it on the channel, just on your own time.
Yeah,
or don't want to read it. Just give it a watch or a read, a watch, a read.
Yeah,
a read.
A read. I mean, hot take though, Korean media.
Yeah, no,
so
Koreans they are like they are taking over. Like I'm sorry, like there's stuff like with Squid Games with bro, like
I mean, like hot take too, though, like Japanese media in general. Like we obviously we talk about like anime and manga because that's like what our channels are around. But just like films, music, dramas, like, video games.
Yeah. Actually, they're making a solo leveling video game. They're not making an anime, but they announced a little bit ago that they're making a video game, which is going to be really, really hyped. Huh. Why not just put a filter blur? She could no, don't do that.
You just talked about how you can't put a
filter. Yeah, you just said you couldn't.
I tried it, and if they even see a speck of it, even behind the filter.
I mean, like,
wow.
Bluur and I talk too about stuff like this. We're like, when crazy stuff happens in our channels, we're like, so just like, so you know.
Yeah. And I would not ever have anybody try to do it, to just try to put their channel on a risk like that. Like, no, it's not worth it.
I mean, like,
it's not worth it for the video.
Is like,
not
would putting the panels on it and like doing the videos mean you get a bunch of attention? Yeah, but like, is it worth like boosting your numbers for like a little while? Like, that's kind of what I think when people are like, hey, you need to like put the anime in your videos, and I get that comment a lot on my videos, and I'm like, I don't want to though. Like that, like I have a very strong feeling about not doing it, and they're like, yeah, but you get like way more subscribers and way more views. I'm like, probably. Like, do I think my channel would be bigger if I did? Yeah, but like it goes against something that I feel very strongly about, and I'm like, it's not like the numbers don't matter at the end of the day. Like the right people will find my channel. Like,
correct.
So it's one of those things where like, if I did just put a discussion of me being like, hey, here's solo leveling, let's talk about it, and people were like, it's not the same, you should react to it, I'd be like, well, that's not what we're doing, because
like, I mean, if they want to see you read it, that's completely up to you. The first chapter, whether you feel like reading out loud or not. It's just almost like it was awkward for me to even read, because I'm like, oh, I'm like actually reading this out loud, you know, like who wants to listen to themselves actually read? And then you know, like, let alone with anime is different because you're commenting throughout an episode or whatever that you're watching. But when you're reading it to yourself, it's like I don't know, it's different, and it can be weird at first, but I promise you, because I'm not the best reader in the world. So once you get the hang of it, it's just like anything else. I could tell you that much.
I'm not gonna be reading. I can't do it. It'll make
you seem like you would be a great reader, Sarah.
I am only a good reader out of stubbornness and a lot of time. I was such a bad reader.
Really?
Like, oh yeah, I went to summer school multiple times because I failed reading.
What?
And writing. I'm a professional writer now, so who's laughing? But
I was gonna say, what?
Yeah, I had like tutors, like private tutors. Like I was awful at reading. Like it didn't make any sense to my brain. And then I just spent so much time reading and writing, and people are like, you're such a fast reader. I'm like, nah, just devotion. Like I'll spend hours reading.
Wow, that is
so devotion. Like when I went to do the videos where I was like doing comics, where doing Tower of God, I'm like, I'm not gonna read it. Like I hope you guys know that, because my brain will panic if I have to read it.
I think you did tell me that with Tower of God. Tower of God is a lot though, to like dissect and read. That's the hard part. When you're reading it, and then you have to try to dissect it at the same time.
Yeah, like the thing too is like there's dissecting it from like a world building, character, plot side, and then there's me who like knows how comics work, and I'm just like, can we talk about this panel transition?
Yeah.
I get excited. I'm like, can we talk about the color choice, because the symbolism?
Hey, that's cool. That's something.
Oh, never mind. I'm looking at what VR Game said.
But if we wrote, if we were to write a comic or make your own anime, what genre would it be? This is like a question that I can answer easily. I've written comics. I've written comics, and I've written books and stories, so I can tell you what genre I tend to gravitate towards, but it's probably a harder question for these two to answer.
Actually, I wrote a book, and I'm kind of thinking about maybe one day turning it into a comic. So
gonna have to keep it hush hush. Gonna have to wait and see, guys.
Oh man, I don't know.
I'll let you think. I can answer it.
I can't even.
Yeah, I can answer too.
My genres, I tend to go. I'm either fantasy or horror, kind of. I do like psychological horror. If I write a story, I tend to write in like first person, like inner monologue kind of things, and I just tend to like. I know I don't like gore and stuff, but I like kind of mythology. So I guess I like mix in kind of the horror elements of like gothic fairy tales and stuff. I have a lot of fairy tale kind of imagery, like Brothers Grimm kind of stuff in my stories, and then I bring in a lot of like mythology in terms of like I love Egyptian mythology and Greek mythology and different like legends and stuff like that, like urban legends too. I bring a lot of that into it, so it tends to be somewhere with fantasy, magic, realism, horror type stuff.
Cool.
Welcome to our anti-society. Emerald XR. I like it. I like what you did there. These two won't get the reference, but I do. I do. And it is a Bleach reference.
Oh.
But you guys haven't gotten to that part yet, so.
Okay. Cool.
Something to look forward to?
Oh, that's a big scene. Or it's going to be when the show comes back. Actually, one of the most quoted lines in Bleach. So Bluur, the only one who isn't an author. Biggest L you've taken, man. But I'm here for you, man. Biggest L? How is that an L?
I don't know. It just happens that we have a lot of things in common in terms of me and Sarah.
Yeah. How is that an L for me?
Yeah. I mean, also like I feel like also like I grew up with artsy theater people. Yeah. So making up stories was just a thing that my family does in general. Like
that's cool.
Like it's just one of those things that like is constantly something that I was surrounded by, and like books and movies and TV shows and stories and like all that kind of stuff. So and I feel like also probably like my love of telling stories and my lack of like good reading and writing ability was something that my parents like they wanted to encourage me to be like go and want to write stories and come up with stuff like that. Like drawing, like painting and stuff was something that I could do, so I could tell stories with pictures even though my writing wasn't that great. So it was like a middle ground of me trying to figure out how I could tell stories. So I guess that's part of the reason I liked comics and manga, and then creating them was just kind of necessity.
That's very cool.
That is cool. Hold on. So what do you guys think of Bleach's OST?
It's so good.
It is.
I know it's so good. I love that response.
It keeps having bands that I'm like, hey, I just know this band or I know this song, and I didn't know that it was in Bleach.
Right, it happened to me too. Right.
Yeah. If you guys even know, my intro that I use for my videos actually is a remix to Bleach. If you recognize it. So yeah, it's a remix, but I think Bleach, for me at least, everything that I watch anime wise, I think is my favorite collection of OSTs. Sarah, you still have a little bit to go, but but Judy, I know you watched it all as of yet. What's on there? But yeah, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's phenomenal. People go kill me because we always, how Bleach is always, everybody's like comparing Bleach and Naruto and all that stuff, and I love both. Obviously, you can tell from my background and all that stuff. But no, I think it's actually overall as a whole for OST, it's better than Naruto's. But I do love Pain's theme in Naruto. I think that's still one of the most ominous, most godly OSTs ever. Okay, don't kill me.
Get that far.
Oh my god!
I didn't get that far. I didn't get to Pain in Naruto.
You didn't? Oh,
she has it. Yeah, she stopped. I'm like, like,
okay.
What are you talking about? Me?
Yeah, that's like the
Full
best
Metal Alchemist.
Okay, Full Metal Alchemist is like 62 episodes max if we're watching Brotherhood. I got 100 episodes into Naruto before I.
You could have been done with it before you started your channel. You could have too. Play. Okay, fair enough. I need to watch Full Metal Alchemist. Brotherhood first. I'll watch Brotherhood because I started it.
I've already talked about it. Or I'm like, watch both. Watch all of it.
Okay, so I'll watch
Why live in a
that,
world
and I'll
with
actually go
less
back and watch
Fullmetal
the
Alchemist?
2003. I will like that today. That's a promise that I will.
Ooh. There are witnesses.
I'm gonna keep you to it.
She's like, I'm just watching you. I'm watching you.
I mean, I already have it where I'm like, watch Steins Gate.
Oh man,
it's so good.
Attack on Titan. Yeah, Attack on Titan does definitely have some great OSTs. Demon Slayer does too, but Sarah has not watched Demon Slayer yet.
I haven't watched Demon
Season
Slayer
2
yet.
is coming out right now.
I know, but
it is.
My community voted Vinland Saga, so we're watching Vinland Saga.
I don't know. I haven't
watched
it. I haven't watched it. Have you seen it,
I don't
Judy?
remember the OST.
Vinland Saga? Have you seen it, Judy? Have you watched it?
I have.
See, I haven't. So do you like it more than Demon Slayer, if I'm asking you?
Wow, to compare.
They're very different, I think.
Yeah,
right? They're different. And Vinland Saga, I mean, I was told that the first season is just a prologue, I think.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's not even the story yet. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can really talk. I mean, I'm really excited for it to continue at some point. I'd definitely watch it and see what it's about. Like, but I really love it. It's like also so like historical. It's different.
Yeah,
it's just.
I feel like it's a very different vibe.
Yeah,
because obviously I haven't seen Demon Slayer, so I don't fully know. But it looks like it's more of like a fantasy, shonen.
Yeah.
Whereas like Vinland Saga is like Nordic mythology and history and stuff, which I'm very, very excited for because I took a lot of Celtic studies classes when I was in university to the point where all the Celtic professors thought I was actually in their program, even though I wasn't. I was just using all my electives. So I don't know a whole lot about Nordic because obviously it's a different culture from like Celtic stuff, but it's definitely up my alley where I was like let's do this. Like it's like all of the kind of types of stuff. Like I know that there's like a book about called like the Vinland Saga. Like that's a actual text that's like a bunch of, I want to say, legends or like historical adventures of different important Nordic people, which I knew before going in because of course I know something random like that.
It's cool to know random things like that suddenly connect to things that you're like.
Yeah, like I was always so proud of myself during Ergo Proxy when there'd be like a reference to some like text or mythology or something. Like, I know that one. Like when there was all the stuff with Hamlet, because there's like an episode called like Ophelia, and I was like, I know Hamlet. I was like, I know the story of Ophelia. I can talk about this. Or when they were doing like Icarus, I'm like, I know the Icarus and the labyrinth story. I know this myth, so I was like, I got this. I know the imagery.
Cool. That is really cool.
Okay, so AB says like Vinland Saga is like in lots of different books and stuff. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was like different books and then it got like put together by historians because you get that with like Irish stories too. Like for some reason I can't remember the titles of. I literally own like physical copies of like Celtic stories, but you get it with like there's one with Welsh stories too, where it has like there's like 4 different branches of Welsh stories, like the really ancient myths of like the creation myths, and then like different parts of history going forward. So and it got like put into like one book. So I'm assuming it's a similar thing with the Nordic tales. Not to get super technical about Celtic mythology, but it's like when I go on rants about King Arthur
like a
tales.
Collection, maybe it may be basically, I guess.
Yeah, I get really intense about King Arthur mythology too because everyone talks about the like French and stuff. I'm like, he's Celtic.
Oh,
he's a Celtic king. And I get really intense about all of that, but we could talk about anime.
Would you rather go?
The Fate series is awesome. Did you?
I heard about that.
Did you watch Fate? It's really hard to get into though.
I haven't
Fate
watched
series?
it. I have not watched it. So
it's awesome. I watched it. Oh my god, it's awesome.
Didn't I
it
already
is
rant
awesome?
about Fate?
Oh, you ranted about it?
I feel like I think I ranted about it in my Halloween live because we were ranking anime characters and Archer came up and I was like, let me be honest with you guys about Fate. See, okay, I feel like Fate, I have a lot of feelings and thoughts about Fate because it is so close to being something I would love.
Yeah.
But
And then
it's
it falls
not.
short. And I just get angry because I'm like, you were this close. And it's like an easy fixable like technical thing and I'm like, you just told the story wrong. Like
oh
you
really?
told the story in like
That's
a better
interesting,
way.
but I don't know. You shouldn't spoil. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, like my big thing is it's because it's adapted from a light novel.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell in the anime adaptation because there's just huge like bits of dialogue where like people are just telling you things. And I'm like, that's nice. I love that you told me your backstory while I got to see the camera slowly pan past your face instead of just showing me the backstory.
I didn't notice that. Or maybe I was just ignoring it. I don't know. It didn't bother me that much though.
Yeah. There's just the animation and the fights are really cool though.
Oh, they're beautiful. Yeah.
But also
I mean, I always get
problems with the fights too.
Like people always like I mean, anyone who watches Fate, like they tell me that I don't talk enough about the fights, but they're really cool. I just don't know what to say about them.
Well, in your defense, the fights 90% of the time do nothing for the plot. So, which is another problem that I have. You could take the fight out and nothing would change. Like,
oh, okay. Yeah, possibly.
Like, not to spoil anything, but the amount of times characters are like, what if we stopped fighting right now? And they walk away. I'm like, isn't this an anime about people fighting to the death for the Holy Grail? Isn't that what we're doing?
Yeah, possibly.
And they're just like, it's. I know Grammy likes Fate.
Yeah, Fate is the best.
Because their profile picture was Saber for a while.
That's a tell.
So I was like, I'm gonna assume you're a Fate fan.
Let's see. News coming of Bleach, December, Phasal 92. Blair, did you know? Yes, I am hyped.
I did watch Fate Zero. It's better than Unlimited Blade Works, but that is a very short bar.
Ouch.
Whoa, okay.
Oh, I love Fate Zero though. I really do.
VR, he's going in. He said, I hate too many backstories. That's the biggest criticism I have over Naruto and One Piece. Not every character needs a sad backstory. Look at Aizen. That I would agree.
Have... Huh? Oh, okay, yeah.
I would agree with it. You say that not everybody needs a backstory, and I will agree with that because Aizen, that's what makes him so great in his own right as a character too, because he doesn't have a backstory. They don't give you a backstory,
and he's
he's still.
I mean, that's what makes him. Yeah, I can get that. I mean, for Naruto, definitely everyone got like suddenly there was this. Oh my god, that was kind of the point of the story. So fine.
Yeah, I mean, and I think another thing is people think, I don't know, I feel like writers think people only care about a character if they have a very emotional backstory.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but they don't have to. Like, if they have a personality that I like, that I enjoy, like, then it's fine. Like, like, not to bring like One Punch Man back into this, but like Saitama doesn't have a backstory. Like, we learn his back. I'm not gonna get into it because Bluur needs to watch it. But like we
Full
learn,
Metal Alchemist first, then that can wait. Hey, Baldy can wait. Bigger Krillin can wait. Okay.
Yeah, but like we learn like Saitama's like origin, and it's like not that big of a deal. Like it's like
Yeah.
I feel like if you have to tell some big tragic backstory to make people care about your character,
That's a
you're writing your
problem.
character wrong.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
you can just have them be like a fun personality.
That's true. I agree with that
So-
completely.
Plus, it matters who they are now, not who they were. Too. Like, it matters who
I
they
mean,
are.
I think a
in the
backstory
story.
should like kind of maybe explain things, but not like be like it can add a little. But
Yeah.
if I like a character already, then
Yeah.
of course I'd like to know their backstory. But it's not like in like replacement of what I think about them.
Yeah, like especially when it's a backstory where like the character is this way and then the backstory is like a completely different thing, and you're like, hang on, there's no like
Okay.
reference
Yeah.
that happened. Like they were just like,
Yeah.
oh, this character needs a backstory. Let's shoehorn something tragic in, and I'm like,
Yeah, no, that's
weren't
weird.
they like a
That's weird
fun,
and lazy.
lighthearted character, and now we're just like tragic backstory, but they're completely fine now, and I'm like, should they be? Because that seems like some psychopath thing there, and I feel like we should talk about that.
With it Dinosaur 199, if you were able to transfer to another world in the anime, which one would it be? But you would be a normal citizen. Oh, well, in that case, because I feel like most anime worlds are dangerous.
Yeah.
Dang. But a normal citizen? Oh, okay. I'm using Pokemon. I'm going Pokemon. I'm doing Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Yeah, he said a normal citizen, but I could still become a Pokemon trainer because a normal citizen can.
Oh,
True.
okay.
It's true. Someone might come up to you and be like, please take this small animal. It will protect you. And you're like, will it?
We'll go get my Pikachu first, and then I'll be on my way.
Take this turtle.
I guess that makes
It'll
sense.
protect you in the wild. It blows bubbles. You'll be fine. Like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Is there another anime where normal citizens can do anything? I don't know.
Normal world where I could just be a citizen. That is an anime.
But like they won't be just
Yu-Gi-Oh.
boring.
Yu-Gi-Oh is just the normal world, but a card game.
That's
people are
true.
really intense about, and I could just like
That's true.
not. It's like sports. I could just not be interested. Just go about my life.
Yes, but then what would be the point of living there?
Well, then I could make fun of Seto Kaiba for having a dragon jet that people are like, yeah, that's something you should show up to a business meeting for.
It's Seto.
Oh my God.
That's what makes him Seto Kaiba. Okay,
it's
that's what
crazy.
makes him Seto Kaiba.
It's crazy that he has this Blue Eyes White Dragon like
Yeah.
plane, and
Yeah.
he's like the owner of an international business company. He shows up in that thing, and people are like, we need to take this man seriously now. Like,
Can you not come out with a realistic aspect of it? It is anime. Come on, all this stuff is fantasy.
oh, it's like,
Jeez,
Oh, this is
Auntie,
so funny.
come on.
but I also really like card games, so I would want to live in a world with card games.
Okay, fair enough.
Leave Seto alone. The man just
I'll
grieving
make
from
fun of
his
that.
loss, his forever eternal loss to Yugi. Seriously.
It's because he's like, Blue Eyes White Dragon is the best, and I'm like, not
But it's
anymore.
really not.
Wasn't like,
It's like Exodia took care of that. So
oh, wait. I might change my mind because in Yu-Gi-Oh, at least in Japan, people legitimately die from playing the card game. So maybe I'll just ignore it.
but you don't have to
They
participate in it.
It's true. The life points, like, actually, if you run out of life points, you die.
Oh, in the
Who go-
show, you mean?
Who's going to
Yeah,
attack
okay.
you? Well, I guess anybody can really attack you in that world if you're just a bystander too. I guess if you're in the wrong place, wrong time kind of ordeal.
I mean, that can happen in real life.
Yeah, it can happen in real life. Something that isn't. We'll blur react to something that isn't action heavy? Question mark. Well, dang.
Okay, we're just
Dang.
shade. Okay.
Okay.
They asked me about that too, though.
Like, what do you mean? I wouldn't mind doing it, but I love action. I love action since I was a kid. So, I mean, I wanted to be, I think when I was younger, I think the first thing I was like, oh, I want to be this when I grow up. You know, they ask you. And I said, nope, because I was so addicted to Jackie Chan movies and Jet Li movies when I was a kid that I said, I want to be a fighting choreographer for scenes and stuff in a movie. That'll be like John Wick now. Actually, John Wick puts me back into that mindset as a kid, which I love too. But I was like, oh. So, yes, I love action heavy. There's nothing wrong with it, okay?
Nothing wrong. VR Games just really wants more people to react to Nichijou. Is that the one? Nichijou, the comedy one.
What is that?
It's I know it's a comedy. It's like a slice of life. Nichijou.
Possibly, I know that's one that possibly
they've been asking me to react to, and I will get to it. As of yet.
There's too many things to react to, man. People,
oh my God.
It's like when you think there's nothing coming up, when you get like, and I'm sure you'll feel this, Sarah, when you get closer to, finishing Bleach for where you are now, waiting, you're like, oh, okay. And then everybody just hit you and bombard you with all this other stuff. You're like, oh, dang.
I mean, I already have a really long list of stuff, but
oh my God, don't get me started on that.
Oh, shit. But it's also like, how do you gotta like choose stuff that you like, you kind of have to balance it out. Like I'm like watching like shorter stuff now while I'm doing Bleach because Bleach is really long. So I'm like, I'm not gonna do another show that's like 100+ episodes because
not even Naruto. Not even Naruto.
Are you going? Like, do you want to keep on watching Naruto? I don't understand.
Yeah, you two talk about it because you love it, Judy. You absolutely love Naruto.
For me.
I mean, it's okay if you didn't like it. I can get that.
Okay, so here's my thoughts about Naruto. I think that I totally understand why people love Naruto. I get it from a character perspective, narrative, world. I totally understand. For whatever reason, there wasn't anything to grab my interest in it. And that's not like a critique on like how the show was put together. That's just it didn't interest me from like a subject matter point of view. Like I know like my best friend, he's a mixed martial arts teacher. So he loves it because it pulls a bunch of that into the fighting style and the way that the magic system is used and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't, so that doesn't interest me. Like I feel like there's a lot about it that's like really, really interesting. And I think Naruto specifically,
well, like ninjas. I feel like ninjas are cool.
I'm like, I don't know. I'm not ninjas, I guess.
I mean, it's not because of the ninjas that I love it, I think.
Well, yeah, it's more to that, but that's the basic fun.
I don't know. I guess I like, and the thing is, like, I totally, like, whenever I think about it, I'm like, yeah, like, Naruto's like an interesting shonen protagonist, like the way that he has to deal with like discrimination and grief and like not fully understanding his situation is like so unique to who he is. Like, he's not like the chosen one that everybody loves. Like, that's like a crazy concept for a shonen protagonist, and I think that's such an interesting thing to put in to like your main character for a show. And like, there's so many things about like deal with like different classes of people and like, you know, being able to rise above that class and stuff like that. Like there's lots of interesting things about it, but like I don't know, I just didn't get pulled into the story.
Okay.
And I don't even know fully what it is. Like I would pinpoint it, be like this thing, but I'm like, there's not like the plot, like the plotting was weird or the pacing was weird or like the characters fall flat. Like I don't have a specific thing to be like, that's what I don't like.
I get it.
You know, like
don't worry, sir. We're not attacking her, okay? But she does. No, I get it. I do, because you know everybody has their stuff that they gravitate towards to or whatever, and who knows? Like, One Punch Man, I might not even gravitate towards that because even though it's action, so it's probably easier for me or whatever. But
I mean, going back to like my favorite show, Fullmetal Alchemist, I love it because I like the concept of alchemy.
Yeah,
because it's a science, and I love the like chemistry and biology and like physics stuff that's mixed into it. I know that that's not for everybody else. Like if I was like, hey, I like it because of the science, people are gonna be like, that's weird. Like why would you like something because science is in it? And I know the history of alchemy and like natural philosophy and stuff. So that's something that's really intriguing to me. And like the mechanics, like having like auto mail and stuff like that. Like I'm a huge like mechanic junkie nerd, so I'm like it's really cool to me. So like those things intrigue me in a way that like they won't for someone else, and they might not like the show because those concepts just aren't as interesting to them. Like I feel like that's where I'm at with Naruto, where I'm like, it just it doesn't pull me in the way that it does with other people, but that's not a critique against like it being a good show. Like I understand why people like it. I can talk critically about, like I can talk and have a discussion and be like, yeah, I can deconstruct this and think it's really cool, but I don't think it would be interesting to watch me react to it, because I know people are like, finish it and you can react to Shippuden, and I'm like, I don't think you want to see me watch it. Like I feel like I would enjoy it enough. Like, do you want to watch somebody not enjoy your favorite show?
That's true. At least she's being honest about it.
Yeah, like
at least you're being honest. Seriously.
You know, like I would rather someone else, you go and watch someone else's channel and see someone who really, really loves the show that you love, than to like get I know I'd get a bunch of like people coming to watch my videos if I did it, but again, like, is it worth the numbers? Like, is it like, it doesn't balance out for me.
If you don't enjoy it, yes, it is not worth it.
And you get a lot of flack, I guess.
You would, because
people will be like, you don't like me, you don't understand, you're not a true fan.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not a true fan. I don't know why you want me to watch this. Like, I'm sorry, you can go watch somebody else. It's fine.
Okay, well, how about this? Sis, I am going to go back and watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. You have to start reading a chapter or so, even if you don't have to react to it as Solo Leveling.
I won't say anything on the live, but I'll talk to you later.
Okay, fine. All right, fair enough. Sorry, guys, you missed that combo. One Punch Man has Ikaku, Blur. We'll love it. Ikaku. Oh man, Saitama.
Isn't that what I said? I was watching the episode and I was like, the first time Ikaku showed up, I was like, who's the Saitama knockoff? And everyone's like, he came first.
Actually, he did.
And I'm like,
and I don't care. Ikaku is like the most. I love that character so much in Bleach. Like he is just so funny. He is so funny, man.
I remember he like showed up and I was like, oh, no one hurts Ichigo, I'll fight you. And then now I'm just like, he shows up, I'm like, yay, my sweetie.
He's a character that literally grows on you like over time. And you say, okay, when a lieutenant show up, he better be one of them.
Totally.
Yeah.
Because he makes a joke out of almost every scene.
Yeah.
I love that character. The real Blur favorite character is Omaida. Oh no, I despise Omaida. I hate Omaida. Omaida is.
I mean, truly, who does it?
No, you'd be surprised. They be trolling me though. I was like, you know what? Omaida reminds me.
They're going to troll me too. I don't care.
They troll me in my on my comments and stuff because he's like in the episodes where I'm at right now, and I'm like,
those are the episodes.
Omaida reminds me of a knockoff version of Hercule from Dragon Ball Z. That's who he literally reminds me of. Do you know who that is, Judy?
No.
The world champion.
The world champion.
I mean, the thing about
I watched it so long ago. Dragon Ball Z. I really can't.
Yeah.
Who did you say? Hercule?
Yeah, Hercule.
Yeah. Well, like the thing about Omaida is like he's literally just the rich, privileged.
Yeah,
like that's his character. And it's like he bought his way into a position because of his family and his money. And I'm like, aren't we as a society meant to hate people like that? Isn't that like
no? It's not about no. It's not about him just having money. It's about how cowardly he acts in certain situations.
Yeah, but he's set up to be hateable.
Well, yeah.
Oh, he totally
but
is.
It's not solely.
Like, it's also his character. I thought you meant solely on money. Ugly.
Yeah, like you don't like it because he's so ugly.
That's part of it, though. I mean,
that's such
the characters are supposed to are usually they look good.
That's such a Yamichika thing to say.
Actually have some detailed thing. I thought she was gonna actually have some detailed thing why she didn't like him and come in and hit us with it. She said, "Nah, it's because he's ugly."
But like the thing is if you, because there are characters in Bleach that you have Byakuya, who's also rich and his family name gets him a lot of power and he has his position, but he's a very different person. Mm-hmm. So I feel like Omaida has a very clear, I don't know, purpose within like how like seeing like showing how the world is constructed. I feel like he's meant to be that like not so great part of like how these kind of hierarchies are put together. Like he's supposed to be one of those things like, yeah, there's still like corruption and like people who get stuff that shouldn't, like
I
I feel like
get
you
that.
have to even it out. That's kind of what Bleach
No,
does.
I get that. I get that. It's a different, obviously, Kubo will want to do that, especially with all these different lieutenants and captains, which he does so amazingly good at, is really making them really distinct in personality, right? And I get that part. But my part is that it feels like he's forced him. Like, I don't even think I told you guys this. So, well, Sarah, I think you've gotten to it. Or maybe you haven't. I'll wait because I need to see what part you're on. And I lost track of the episodes in my head. But he's more of a comedic relief, a forced comedic relief for me.
Yes.
And I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I think it's unnecessary.
And
I
it's
don't
not
think
funny.
none of his
Like,
jokes
it's
land.
not funny.
And you could tell it's forced upon. So
Yeah.
it makes me dislike him even more. Like what I mean, the anime character I hate the most, he's the most hated. And like I hate him. Like
I think like also, I mean, obviously I don't know because I haven't read the manga yet, but I feel like also for some reason they're like, hey, we need to draw out this episode because we need to make it longer than it is in the manga. Why don't we give Omaida a scene? And I'm like, why?
No.
It's not important.
Nobody wants to watch it. Yeah.
Like right
totally.
now where I'm at, we're like him and like Soifeng are like fighting, and I'm like, yeah, but like isn't Soifeng the one that's like she's the one that's gonna win the fight?
Mm-hmm.
Like why
maybe Maida is just there to make her look better. I don't know. Like honestly,
I mean, like look, I have a lot of strong feelings about Soifeng, but like she looked good next to Yoroichi, so I think she'll be okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Actually,
like,
what do you guys think about Soifeng now as a character? What do you guys think of her?
I have mixed feelings.
What?
I don't know. I don't hate her, but like I don't like her either.
Actually, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I felt the same way. Like to me, she was just like, okay, so Yoroichi, you just follow her and you just nag about Ichigo about everything. You nag about Urahara and then you just complain about that because she left and that's I feel like that's all you really do. But you're still cool. She's still cool and she still has
I feel like she's trying so hard to prove something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and not like I don't know.
I did feel for her when Yorichi left, like when we saw the flashback. But but beyond that, okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know. It was like, oh, you mad now. It was like, okay.
She's fine.
Yeah. So what is the person? Okay. Well, Judy, I think that's your most dislike is Omaida, right? And Bleach character.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, that's okay. What about you, Sarah? So far.
I don't know. I feel like Omaida's not worth my rage.
I get that.
You know,
he's so like
he's worth my rage when he's forced upon me. Okay, and I'll leave it at that.
I feel like ignoring him is a power move.
I can't. Nope.
Whereas like other characters, I'm like, you deserve to feel pain.
What? Like who? Who deserves to feel pain?
I'm still not over a lot of stuff in Bleach.
Who is it?
The thing about Bleach though is like it'll make me not like a character and then it'll make me feel bad for them and then I'm like, yeah, but you did hurt this other character that I like. And then I'm like conflicted and I'm like, I don't know what to feel about you. Like I'm like that with like Byakuya. I don't know how to feel about Byakuya. Because on the one hand, he was like at the beginning, we're like, we don't like him because he's a bad brother. And then we transition and I'm like, I don't know how to feel about you, but you were still a bad brother.
I agree. I mean, I like him, but I totally agree not liking him. Like it was really a harsh transition. It was hard to take. I understand completely.
Yeah. I'm like, I feel bad and I don't want to like you, but I understand you.
Yeah.
But like,
but it's so cool now. Yeah, I get that.
Yes,
that's true.
I do still not like Jinta. Jinta still hasn't
Really?
changed yet. I haven't gotten any time with him really. He's just mean, and I'm like, why?
I like
I
Genta.
don't get I don't get them at all. Why
I
are they
don't
there?
get it, but
Why are they,
I don't mind him.
Oh yeah, pink
I don't
hair
know.
espada, whose name I refuse to fully learn because he
Zaya
doesn't deserve
Leporo?
it.
Are you talking about Zaya Leporo?
I just call him pink hair because he's beneath me.
Really?
But you like him, Bluur?
Really?
You like
He's
him?
awful.
You know, Omaida's awful. Zaya Leporo, at least I can rock with him a little bit. But no, really?
Nope. I mean, yeah, no. He like I was like, I didn't think a character could make me more uncomfortable than Mayuri, but here we are.
True.
You'd be
You were like,
surprised.
oh my god, I'm on the side of Mari here. Like, that's
Yeah, I know.
weird.
I was like, I can't believe I'm siding
Yeah.
with Mayuri in this fight, but yeah, beat him up.
He actually, I will say this: that is the one captain. They said someone asked me this question, and I will ask you guys this: what is the one captain? If you had to go in a fight against one captain, who would it not be? It would be him. And I said because he would do some twisted medical whatever crap
that is
to
so
make
totally.
my death even more suffering than what it is. I just want it quick. If you're gonna kill me, just kill
So,
me quick then.
One thing though, only if he was interested in your existence. I'm a very uninteresting person compared to all the other characters in Bleach, so maybe he would just refuse to fight me.
Not if he is having a bad day. How would you know that? Yeah, yeah. I don't want to fight him, period. I don't even want to be in the same vicinity as him.
Yeah.
I don't want to fight anyone, but yeah,
like,
I agree.
No.
I wouldn't even want to be like a couple of blocks over from him fighting someone. Because I feel like it might include me eventually.
Yeah.
I feel like the spiritual pressure, and he's like, oh.
I mean, Mayuri is he's Kubo's favorite character.
Really? Wow.
People like to tell me that, and I'm like, fair enough, he's still creepy.
But to me, I feel like him and Orochimaru would get along.
Yeah, exactly. They're the same kind of. They're the same kind of.
Orochimaru would get along so perfectly. You guys are disgusting.
Oh no.
Yeah, they do feel like the same kind of.
Of
the same.
Like experimenting.
Experimenting.
Actually, I don't know, because the thing about Mayuri, he is always in competition when it comes to that, especially with Urahara. He hates acknowledging Urahara because Urahara obviously is a genius in his own right, and he created, y'all know. But so I don't know how you feel about working with Orochimaru. I think it would put him in a competitive state, kind of like that. Like, hold on, you're inferior to me, and remember that. And I don't know how Orochimaru would feel about that. So it might be bad. I think it might be bad. I'm just saying.
As long as it happens very, very far away from me.
I think Orochimaru might turn into a snake, a great white snake, and then things might go down. That's all I know.
Ooh, and then there would be like the caterpillar Bankai. Oh,
I know. You saw about his Bankai? When I saw that at first, I was like, "This is disgusting, man."
And it's like,
don't call out your Bankai, dude. Don't do it.
Like the baby head, and it like makes noises, and I'm like, this is very.
Reminds me of Alien, though. It reminds me of Alien, like when they.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, no. No, thank you.
Now I'm like making my skin crawl thinking about it.
I know.
Favorite? Is the favorite character of the mangakas.
Good for them. That's interesting. What can I say?
Good for them. They like creating sophisticated, godplex weirdos.
Yeah.
Jujutsu and My Hero Academia creator said that Mayuri is their favorite. Oh, wow.
Really? I mean, I guess
it's because it's not cliche, but it's not cliche too. I guess and he's the
I can see some of the influence in like Jujutsu, but I'm like Hiroaka though. Did not pull that. out.
I haven't even still. Have you guys watched My Hero Academia?
I've watched like I'm on season 5 now.
Oh yeah,
I've
see,
seen all of it.
I think I've left off on season 1, so I still need
Oh.
like I haven't, yeah.
You gotta watch the tournament arc.
And let me
And then
tell
you
you
can give
something.
up if you
Let's
want
see,
to.
the last thing, the last anime I watched was like, yeah, that was right, Death Note. And I don't think I've really watched anything because I'm just sitting there reading all the time, which I'm not complaining. But yeah, it's like
You
my
gotta watch.
my mind gets tired, and I don't watch anything. I'm like, no, I'm not watching anime.
You have to watch the tournament arc purely because it's Studio Bones animating a bunch of fights, and it's amazing.
Okay.
Because Studio
Okay.
Bones knows how to animate a fight.
Hmm.
It's so good.
Oh,
I love
Judy.
the characters though. Oh my god, yeah.
Actually, so Sarah, I think I asked you this, Judy. What's your favorite fight in Bleach so far? And I guess it's different though now.
I
Because you still
answered
have
this in a video that I posted today. Not even a lie.
Oh, snap. I need to take a look at that. Don't tell me
Yeah,
that.
do you
You
not
guys
have
should watch it.
notifications
Watch
turned
it.
on?
Watch it. I get way too many notifications, man.
It's a short video.
You realize I post like 3 or 4, maybe 6 videos in a day, and then
Fair
it
enough.
just
You're a
yeah.
crazy person.
And I'm complaining sitting here again. My mind is tired. I need to go to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. Favorite fight. After what I watched, like what I edited for YouTube or out of the awful thing that I watched, I never know.
I
Like,
feel like there's stuff that I cannot hear about.
Yeah, she can't hear
Yeah.
about it past
So-
the
I could say that will Kiora fight, right?
yeah.
Because you watched it.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
cool.
We cried
Yeah.
through that one.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw your title for the.
Yeah.
For the video.
I was literally
It
like,
hears me with my face. I was like, yes.
I was literally just like watching
knows
it, and then
pain.
it was just tears. Like it was like I was fine, and then blubbering mess, and I was like, what happened?
It kind of made me mad though, because I wish Kiora would kind of stayed alive in some capacity, but at the same time, like I told you, Sarah, I think Kubo did a fascinating job of just wrapping up his character like that too. Like you definitely was a great moment. So
And I feel like it's like it's a death that makes sense within the character arc. Like I feel like sometimes characters are killed off for like shock value.
Exactly.
But it's like
Yep.
it's like a death that like not only makes sense for him as a
Yep.
character, but it also like contributes to Ichigo's like character growth. Obviously, I don't fully know because I haven't gotten past that far enough, but I'm like, it's definitely going to have an impact on who he is too. So it's like, it's a death that impacts stuff that happens later, like not just from like a power up standpoint, but like also just like a mental state. So I feel like it's also just like a well placed kind of tragic moment that like propels a lot of other stuff. Whereas sometimes it's like, let's kill off a character that all the audience liked for shock value, and then it does nothing for like the rest of the series. We're just like sad for a little while, and then we move on. And I'm like, but now I don't have my character anymore. It happens all the time.
Jaiku, Bluur, I have a question. If Aizen is in Shinobi World War and Naruto as an ally, do you think he can end the war by himself? And do you think he can destroy the meteor that Madara summoned? That meteorite, Judy knows that meteorite that he summoned against the Shinobi Alliance force was massive. Do you remember that, Judy?
Yeah.
At the beginning, that meteorite that he summoned against all of them.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah, you remember that.
Yes.
I don't know if Aizen. It depends on which. No spoilers. I'll just say it depends on which version of Aizen we're talking about.
I feel like there are a lot of layers to this question.
I'll just say it depends on which version of Aizen you're choosing. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, that definitely.
Yeah. Oh, actually, that's a tough question right there because he summoned 2. Remember, he had the first one to drop down, not like Sarah would care, and then
Don't call me out.
And then remember the second one dropped after, was it the Tsukikage grabbed the first one, he thought he stopped it, and then the second one came down.
Yeah.
So that's, I don't know, right? Like, we know Aizen Aikido spells, but that's base Aizen. That's what I'm saying. It depends on which variation of Aizen you're talking about, I feel like. I'll leave it at that.
I like this question. Ukiura or Miriam?
I'm gonna ask this in the Discord later, but Ukiura. Oh, well, one, I have not finished. I know the character because of the name.
Hunter
of
Hunter?
Of what? But I have not watched finished Hunter Hunter. So I can't answer that question. Hey, don't shake your head.
You gotta. It's so good. And Miriam's such a good character.
Like, you getting on my nerve this live stream, man. You guys,
no spoilers.
No. Oh man, that's hard. Sarah, you like this question? You answer then.
For me personally, I like Miriam more, and I don't know if that's because we spent more time with him than we did with Ukiura, or if it's just because Miriam, like, I don't know, it's a different. I feel like Miriam has a journey that he's like very. Like, he's far more invested in it. I feel like Ukiura was very like in denial of the character shifts that he had. Like, I think he spent a lot of time being in opposition to what was happening to him, whereas like Miriam seemed far more exploratory, and he was far more unique to like the people surrounding him. Like, I feel like he kind of let his weirdness be part of who he was, and he was kind of more open to being able to do that. I don't want to spoil anything about like who exactly he is, but I feel like Ukiura wasn't like open to it in general. Like, he didn't want to be part of it, but I feel like he was also constrained from like growing in the way that he was kind of developing. I'm trying to avoid spoilers.
I think
I'll talk more depth, but
my first thought was Miriam, but I didn't know exactly like why, but I think I agree.
Yeah. I think it's mostly just because like Miriam was like, one, open to change, and two, had the ability to change. Like, I feel like he had enough like security in like who he was in the scheme of things. I don't want to spoil exactly who he is, but like Ukiura is not.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
He's not like the top of the Espada. He's not Aizen. Like, he has a bunch of authority figures above him that get to dictate like what he does and who he is and how he fits into the structure, as opposed to Miriam.
I agree.
So it's a little bit
of
this.
Yeah, I like your answer.
You know what's so funny about this?
We talk about it later. I can put more spoiler stuff, but
well, I was gonna say, I'll probably not. I don't know if I'll even finish Hunter x Hunter, to be honest with you. So I don't care if you want to talk about spoilers. But at the same time, it's so funny because my nephew actually watched all of Hunter x Hunter. He's 14 years old, so he'll always question me. Have you finished Hunter x Hunter? Have you started Hunter x Hunter? Only thing he asked me.
What did you get?
He ever asked me, and I'm like, no. He said,
what did you get?
Yeah.
In Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, he's just always asking me, and I'm like, I finished the first arc. The first arc, and then I kind of just drifted off a little bit.
You gotta get to the Phantom Troop.
Nah, I know people have been telling me about it. People have been telling me about it, but
Kurapika is so good in that arc.
The way my channel is set up now,
it really starts out like mediocre, and then it becomes so good.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
it's
that's like 6 things I gotta watch now. Damn.
I feel like it's also people are gonna like call me out because when I did my Halloween live stream, they were also like, "Do you want to be Espada or Phantom Troop?" And I was like, Phantom Troop, and I feel like I keep choosing Hunter over Bleach, and I'm like,
Phantom Troop.
I'm like, but Phantom Troop is like a family, and the Espada are like, I'm gonna
that's what makes
like stab you in the back the first time that I have a chance.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
I was like, when I was watching parts with like Visor, I'm like, oh, Visor does a lot like Phantom Troop in terms of like the dynamic, where like they're a collective of like a family with like weirdos that don't fit in somewhere else. So I'm like, Phantom Troop at least is like they'll watch out for each other, and I don't have to worry about somebody trying to like.
So wonderful. my god.
Yeah, whereas like Espada would definitely off me for the sake of getting higher in the rankings the moment they had a chance.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, Graham Job might come for you. You know how he get.
Yeah.
Graham Job might be like, hold on.
Or like Neutra, like to definitely come for me.
Oh, that guy.
He's like a feminine person.
Yeah,
Like
he did nail bogus though. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
man, but I get it's a part of his character, it's part of his nature. Oh, that's an unfair question. Kurosaki family or Uzumaki family? I'm gonna have to say Kurosaki because I feel like, and I still say this, I said in Shonen period, I feel like the best father-son relationship is Ichigo and Ishin. Like I'll say it time and time again, and because you haven't gotten far in it, so no spoilers. Really no spoilers. Even for you, Judy.
Yeah.
And I'll say the last arc, he comes at the right times, at the right moments, and he knows how to console Ichigo, and he knows the right things to say to him at the right time. And he's there for his family. Takes care of his family wonderfully. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, I love shonen, but the dads are awful. In like
I mean, Minato from Naruto didn't have a choice. He's dead.
Yeah, I'm like, they're either awful or dead or both.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's not a huge competition to be best dad in shonen, but
yeah, even in Dragon Ball, Bardock's dead.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I know. I'm like, I love Fullmetal Alchemist, but Hohenheim's a bad dad.
I didn't get far. I didn't get far, so I don't know.
He's a bad dad in both. He's better in Brotherhood because I feel like he's more justified in his actions.
Okay.
But he's still not a good dad.
I got a question. What is a series that you guys have both watched that exceeded your expectations?
Besides
that you thought like you were like, I'll just watch it, see what's going on. May not even be that good from the looks of it. Kind of judging. You know how we all get there at a point. We all judge things. I don't care who you are. You might think like, oh, well, I'll give it a shot, see what it's about. And then you're like, oh, actually, that was actually really good. That was really, really good.
I have a few.
Yeah, I think it happens.
I watch a lot of anime.
She said it happens to be a lot. Hey, that's fine. Give me your few.
Yeah. I mean, one of the ones I talked about recently on my channel was March Comes In Like a Lion, where I was like, it's basic because it's categorized as a sports anime, and I'm not a sports person, but it's shogi, which is like a chess kind of style game. So I was like, that's a little bit more my speed than like volleyball or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I'll just watch it and it'll be like a fun thing. The art style looks cool. And then it's just like a really amazing, like character driven story that just like talks about like
recommended it to me, so I really want to watch.
Yeah, like it's there's these wonderful moments because there's like trauma and mental illness and stuff mixed up with it. So like watch with caution. But like whenever the main character is like going through some of that stuff, he doesn't like talk about it because he's a very like loner kind of character, but the animation changes and like the style changes and there's all this like different ways of like the world kind of warping around him when he's going through it. And I'm like, yeah, like that's what it feels when like you're going through like anxiety or depression and like the world just seems to like shift around you and you're like suddenly in this very like different place from everybody else. And like the way that he wrote like flashbacks where it'll be like to like some of the traumatic events, they're not like full flashbacks, it's like bits and pieces of like things that he actually remembers that actually like impacted him and like they're distorted and stuff like that. Like it's just like a really well animated way of telling that kind of story that I was just like, this is so much better than I was expecting. I was like, it's gonna be about like playing this game that I know nothing about and I'll watch a few episodes and not have interest because it's not a game that I know, and then I just got pulled in.
Okay, I really want to watch this.
Like again, caution because there is like a lot of heavy stuff in it. So I always kind of preface my recommendation of that show because it's a little bit different than like, you know, like because there's like shonen anime where there's like violence, but it's not the same as like stuff that's like more based in reality. You're like, oh, Super Saiyan's not gonna throw me through a planet, so it's fine. You know, like, I don't have to worry about that. Whereas it's like you suddenly get into things about like domestic abuse and substance abuse and stuff.
Oh God, I love shows that deal with that though, like in a in an interesting way.
But when it does it in like a very like self-aware, like it does it in such a good way, like as someone who like also knows what it's like to experience like mental illness and stuff like that, to just like see a really good kind representation, like I think that's a big thing too, where like the main character has like mental illness and trauma, and it's not a joke, it's not like a thing that it's not like played off of like him being weak either, like it's a legitimate thing that he like finds a way to function through, and I'm like, I just appreciate that as like a nice representation where it's not like stigmatized, and like there are people who like obviously like there are some people who do like judge him for that, but then there are people who like totally understand, and like it's so much more realistic. It's so good, and I need more of it. I'm so sad that it like I don't know when I'm getting more of that show, but I'm like, I don't even care about him like playing shogi. I do. I get really into it when there's like tournament things and he's like has to win this round or whatever, but most of the time I'm just like, but what about the cats, and like is he making dinner, like is he bringing dinner to his friends, and like it's just like a very different vibe, but it's really good. More people should watch it. But that surprised me as someone who like I don't know, doesn't like sports anime and kind of goes more action based with anime, to just have like a really good show like that. But anyway, I talked for a long time. You guys go.
Oh no, go ahead, Judy.
Like I said, it happens a lot. Because before the channel, I didn't really watch shonen that much. I mean, besides being a little girl and watching what was on TV. So I kind of had like, I was kind of like, no, I'm kind of a girly girl, and I still am. But I was really like surprised with a lot of things, like all the shonen that I watched. I think like the shonen that was recommended to me is just good. So I don't know how to compare it to bad shonen. I'm just like, I don't know. It's really good.
Well, I think it's also like, it depends on like when, I guess like maybe for me anyway, I started watching anime like really early on, where you kind of like watched whatever was available. I don't know what your guys' experience was, but like there was a limit to like what kind of made it to North America that you could experience. It wasn't like streaming now where you can find pretty much anything. So like I've watched a lot of mediocre anime because it was like what was on and what I could watch. So it's a little bit different now, where like you've had like years of people like deciding what the good stuff is.
Right. That's
and true. So and you can stream whatever you want. So like it's not like, oh, this is on TV, so I'm gonna watch it. Or like, this is what I can buy like a physical copy of because it's in the store and I'm going to buy it because it's anime, as opposed to like now where it's like people just tell you what's good and what isn't, and you could just like leave the other stuff. So
yeah, true.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm supposed to go.
Yes. Your turn.
I will say... Let's say Demon Slayer, I felt like was one of those for me. Everybody always recommended it, of course, especially when I was doing Bleach. And I don't know, even after seeing, I think, a trailer of it, because I just kind of I was like, oh, what's this? And I was like, it seemed all right, especially coming from such a thing as Bleach, too. And I was like, oh, monsters. I'm like, and I'm already comparing the action. I'm like, ain't got nothing on Ichigo. Even the story probably is better, but the story is cut and simple and dry compared to Bleach. So I was like, but it did surprise me though. I was like, oh, actually, okay.
It's always hard coming down from something you loved and then just wanting more of that, and not like
Well, that was I think I told you, Judy. I think that was the first thing with me too. What people don't realize, when all these, I told you, the comparisons between Bleach fans and Naruto fans are the worst. Absolutely the worst. And I'll look at somebody, I'm like, you do realize before Bleach, I started Bleach on my channel. So that was last year, June of last year, 2020. And I said, before that, I've only watched Naruto. And that was for like the past 6-7 years. So that's what I loved the most. And I loved that series so much that you couldn't tell me, oh, you got to watch this. I was like, no, because I don't want to watch it. Because I love this series so much that I don't want to go and acknowledge another series, or I feel like it's not going to be good and judge it.
Well,
boy, was I wrong.
I mean, I find that funny because I'm like the opposite, where people like in my comments are like, big videos about the show, and I'm like, I watched that years ago. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that happened to me with all the anime movies, more or less.
Yeah, I
Well,
know.
mostly Ghibli movies. I just watched all of them.
Yeah, I've had some of them where like I can make videos about Ghibli movies, but I know some people have like been like, "Hey, watch this." I'm like, I saw it already. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's like,
Like I had
oh,
that
I
with
wish I could watch it for the first time again. But
yeah, like I had some people that were like, "Hey, watch like My Hero Academia," and I'm like, watching the new episodes, like too late. But
you know what the
Yeah.
or like
real
Steins Gate, I'm like, I can't watch Steins Gate. I've seen it. I'm sorry, I've seen even Zero. Sorry, the movie. I've seen it.
I say
So
the real question is when are we gonna watch the Bleach live action movie?
Oh,
I have no idea because I need
as
time.
far as I'm concerned, you can just like you need to decide a time, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to make time.
Yeah,
Like,
So that's
I
all. It's on
maybe we
Sarah.
all need to
well,
decide a time, and then we'll
It's
make
on
time.
Sarah then.
well, like the thing too is like, and I got reminded of this yesterday in my Discord, but they're like, "Hey, you still need to watch the other Bleach films," and I was like, "Oh yeah,
Oh,
only seen one of those."
oh, that's right. Me and you did.
Like,
Memories of
still gotta watch
Nobody.
those. Like they're like, "You're far enough
You've
now
seen
that you
it,
can
right,
watch
Judy?
this."
Memories of Nobody, the first Bleach movie. Have you seen it?
Who? Huh?
Uh-oh.
Are you
She
talking to me?
hasn't seen it. You ever seen the
Sorry, I
Bleach
haven't.
movie?
I watched the movies now.
Oh, okay. So she doesn't know. Me and Sarah watched the. Well, I've already seen it, but I said, you know what? I'll watch it again with her.
Oh, you
Mhm.
watched it together?
Yeah,
Yeah,
on
and then
Discord
Discord.
though, because YouTube, there's just no way. I feel like you can do that.
Oh, and
Yeah,
streaming, yeah.
but
But now that I
also,
think about it, maybe you could put the timer thing on.
well, I think probably if we
Yeah.
eventually end up watching well, the live action one, we all three want to do it, but if we want to watch the other films too,
Mhm.
it'll probably be like pre-recorded for the sake of like
Yeah.
convenience. because we were trying to do it, we did it
Yeah,
live
that's
with
true.
the other one, but I'm
Yeah.
like, it was probably easier to record it and then upload it later.
Yeah, whatever. Well, yeah, I'm fine with
Because if
whatever.
nothing else, like one of us can have the film and like screen share it with everyone, like with the other people, and then at least we're all synced up while we're watching it,
yeah.
like because we're not in the same country.
I don't
any
know.
of
Yeah,
us.
I don't know why. I don't know why we didn't screen share it. I don't know why we didn't. We just did the
We
timer.
didn't because I was going to put it on YouTube, but it was weird, and then I couldn't.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that
And
actually.
and it was before we had this streaming thing, so it was OBS, and then it did a weird thing, and then I couldn't post it. It was OBS's fault. Don't blame me.
OBS is a little tricky.
It literally was though. We're like,
Yeah,
it
that's
didn't
right.
it didn't get your sound for some reason. Like it could get sound
Oh
for
my God.
other stuff.
Oh my God, I don't even want to start on the recordings that it didn't record my sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't
Well,
something happen to you? Yeah.
Like
Judy,
it recorded my sound, and it could record sound of like stuff playing on my computer, but it didn't record Blur. I was like,
oh shit.
Why? It was the weirdest
I'm
thing.
sitting here
So
just talking to myself, just like saying words, and you can't hear me.
yeah, so I was like,
But Judy, something like that happened to you too, right? During our recording, right?
With what?
Didn't
It
something like
happened
that?
And you're like, oh, I'm done with the recording, and it doesn't have sound, and I'm like, what do I do with my life now? What? I
You're
just,
like, well, what
I
do
just
I do with this?
For nothing.
Yeah. Well, because like at least if we do the live action, we can record it through this.
Yeah.
So
Well, it depends on what you want to do.
Us.
Do you want to do a Discord or do you want to put it on here? Is that what you want to do?
I want to put it on YouTube.
Okay.
But like we probably won't live stream it. I like how we're just like talking shop like there aren't a bunch of people watching us right now. We'll talk later. We can talk. We'll negotiate it.
Yeah.
We'll figure out how the Bleach movies are
Either
gonna happen.
way,
especially like because I'm gonna be finishing the main story of Bleach in like a month,
probably
a little over
there.
a month. So then I'll have to like figure out how I'm gonna what order I'm going to do other Bleach stuff in.
Okay.
So we might, I don't know, especially since like we have to find time when we're all available and we all live in different time zones. And it's
I know, and we don't. Okay, I think. I mean, what time was it for you?
What time zone for me?
No,
it was 1 p.m. for me.
1 p.m. So for me it was 7 p.m. So that means that we're 6 hours apart. Okay.
Yes.
Now we know.
Yeah, because it's 1:55 by me right now.
See, I know. The only reason I know Bluur's because I'm like an hour ahead.
Yeah.
And then I know Show&Tell because it's the same time zone as my editor. So I have it saved. I have a clock saved that I always have like on my computer. That's the other time because I don't want to like message them and be like, "Hey, can you do this?" And then it's like the middle of the night. So
okay.
Only reason I know. So it's like there's just a lot of complications when there's more people to negotiate that.
Yeah.
But we'll figure it out. Eventually.
We will.
Good. Yes. But we're gonna have to end the stream soon. We've been here a while, and I have other things to do. I don't know you guys, but
I do. You know it.
You already know I got 6 videos to drop today, so
yeah, like I got things. I have a thing that I'm recording that'll be a surprise for people tomorrow on my channel. So because 500 subs is what we're here for, and you guys deserve presents.
That's including us. We're part of that present. So I'm a fan. I'm a subscriber.
Yes. I am too.
See, Judy is too. So
last few questions because we're almost at 2 hours. So
what are you guys' top 3 anime villains?
That I actually like or that are really good at being villains.
Yeah.
Because there's different. Because there's some villains where like they're so wonderfully evil that I love them, and then there's like actually awful people. And so
I'll go ahead first. I'll say Aizen first. Cell from Dragon Ball Z second, and then I'll say. Plus, I love his American voice actor. I just love it. And then I want to say, not even Madara. I'll say the fake Madara for spoiler alerts. Fake Madara. You know what? She doesn't care. I'll say Obito.
I'm like, I don't know what that means.
As a villain, or is it okay?
Villain.
Like as a villain, like what she said, as a villain or as a character you like.
Yeah, I've only been given the guidance of both, which is
I'll just say
very
a character that you like. Your top 3 villains.
Okay.
Oh, top 3.
Your, not like as in like.
That's such a hard question. We already went over this when I tried to do my tier list. Like, aesthetic, power set, character arc. I need more nuance. There are a lot of good
say that. What comes to your mind?
I'm like blanking. That's why I'm like.
So when you think of your favorite villain, you can't draw up anything, or is it just too many?
My favorite anime villain. I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to put these villains together in a like. They don't fit together, you know. Like I'm like, I like them for very, very different reasons.
Oh, then.
Well, then they have like different categories for you.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like diverse in your choices.
Yeah. And then I'm like, who counts as a villain? You know?
Now we're getting too philosophical.
Someone who's done evil deeds.
Yeah, but I'm like, sometimes in anime, they start off as a villain and they're not.
Huh?
Sorry, we talked over each other.
Yeah, we did.
I know.
But like some of them, like they get introduced as a villain, but they're not.
And then they turn good, or
so or they're like not. They're not like the villain. You know. So how do we distinguish?
If you can, I guess it could. Anyone you consider a villain in any sort of capacity, go.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just inventing the rules. Maybe someone else wants to contradict me.
I'm like, well, okay. I mean, Lust from Fullmetal Alchemist is one of my favorite characters in general, and she's technically a villain.
She is.
There's some nuance to that, both in Brotherhood and in the 2003 show, but
overall,
she's not like,
I would say.
But like I said, like she's not like the villain though.
True.
True. She's one of my favorites. Other anime villains. A lot of anime I watch doesn't have villains, so that makes. I'm trying to think. Like thinking through. I mean, I like Dabi in My Hero Academia. He's like one of my favorite characters in that show. Also happens to be a villain again, not the villain. But he's one of my favorites, like power wise, like aesthetic wise. I feel like I should say a Bleach one to stay on brand.
Say whatever you like, Sarah. That's just
I feel
say
like
whatever which one you like.
I feel like I can't say Aizen because I haven't really gotten into his story yet. Like, because I got to the end of the Soul Society arc and he hasn't really done anything proactively.
Yeah, you need more time. You need way more time.
I can't talk about Aizen because we haven't really gotten into him yet. But another good villain. I mean, can I talk about Miriam again?
Yeah, I wanted to say too.
Yeah, I was like, I like Miriam.
Yeah, me too. I wanted to say him too.
There are a lot of good villains. I feel like I might get obscure. I mean, if we're talking about characters that I just hate with a fiery passion, Shao Tucker. I hate him so much.
Totally.
If you've seen Fullmetal Alchemist, you know.
Oh, I'm like, well,
he's not even like a real villain. I just hate him.
Yeah, it's just like one episode.
And everyone does. Who sees that show?
Of course.
Hisoka is the best villain in Hunter x Hunter. Just say, I do like Hisoka's character, by the way.
I mean, I like Hisoka as a design. He's also incredibly uncomfortable to be around.
True.
Like
that's a part of his villainous, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like Orochimaru. That's the part of his. That's a part of his.
No,
thing.
like because it's more like it's more pervy sage, less like actual villain.
I guess I mean,
Hisoka has a weird obsession with Gon, and it makes me uncomfortable.
That's true.
And Killua, and I'm like
very much. Yeah.
I just want to like protect them.
As we're talking right now, someone has just commented and give me another suggestion for something else to read, and I'm like, no. Majority of my comments is like, can you read this now? Can you read this now? Can you read this now? Can you read Tomb Raider King, a good manhwa, like Soul Leveling? I have to X that. No, I'll take it into consideration.
We're gonna have to end the live stream.
Yeah,
we've been here a while, and we all have other things to do.
Yeah.
We sure do.
Well, congratulations to Sarah again, though.
Yeah, congrats.
500 subscribers. Congratulations.
Thank you to all.
I am proud of you.
Who subscribed.
You know, you stuck to your guns and you pulled it through. Where I see a lot of people give up. So keep going.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys are stuck with me.
Oh. Actually, I'm gonna leave right now.
Yeah. I mean, if nothing else, I've discovered that I just legitimately love making videos. So we're gonna be here.
That's like the funnest part. But
It
like
is
realizing that
though.
you love
It is
it. Yeah.
addicting. It's addicting,
Yes.
especially
Oh
when you
my
have a
God.
passion
Totally.
for it. It's like something
Yeah.
like even when if you're on vacation or you're doing something at somewhere else and you're sitting there bored doing something else, and that's all you think about, or you think about new things you can do. Granted, if you're just in a tired
Mhm.
state, that's a different ordeal, right? But even then, I still think about it constantly. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
I didn't upload today. Crap. I didn't
Well, like, I even
Yeah.
have it where, like, since I'm not super good about recording in advance, but whenever I do, I'm like, I just want to edit it and post it because,
Oh my
like, I
God.
want to
Yes,
read the
I know that
comments.
feeling.
Like,
Exactly. Especially when you know what's a good and people know it that it's a good episode.
Mm,
Absolutely.
yeah, I know. I went
yeah.
through like all of I had seen the Ichigo versus Ukeona fight when I did my Halloween live stream, and people were like, "Hey, rank how you feel about Ichigo," and I'm like, I don't know how to feel about Ichigo right now. I'm like, I don't know what to do with him. I'm upset.
I'm kind of envious of you, Sarah, because now it just, and I'm sure you can relate too, Judy. It puts you in the mind frame that there's nothing like, and don't get me wrong, I'm grateful, and I'm sure Judy is too about where we're at right now. But there's a different feeling when you get your first 500 and then your first 1,000. There's a whole totally different feeling as opposed to where me and her are at. When you get, I mean, 10,000 is great. Don't get me wrong, but it's a different feeling. It's like
It
I don't know how
is.
to quite describe it. Like I don't know, overjoyous feeling that you get because it's like the first step. Like when I got
Yeah.
to 4,000, I was like, okay. And then 5,000, it was like, let's go 6,000. You know, and then it just, I don't know.
Becomes kind of,
Yeah, it
wait for the
just,
next milestone, right?
yeah, exactly,
Mhm.
exactly. So I'm envious of that feeling because
I don't know.
I
Like,
remember it. It was
I
like
don't.
it's like people like me.
Well, like my thing is like I can barely wrap my head around 500 people caring about my
Right?
videos.
Yeah,
I
That
mean,
like
yeah,
I'm
the
not thinking
idea of
about that anymore
yeah.
because it's like
yeah,
it's
like
insane.
Like
Like,
y'all
I'm
take the
like
time to actually
10,000.
watch me. Like y'all, like think
yeah.
about it. People around the world take the time to actually watch you, even if it's for 5 minutes, even if it's for 20 minutes, and they actually care and they actually
Mm.
comment. I think that's the reward that you get from it. Like, wow,
Hmm.
Yeah.
caring, okay, and
They
they're
put up
actually
with me in the
interested.
Discord. It's crazy to me.
Exactly. I mean,
But
that's my problem right now. Don't get me on that. My problem is me. I'm being way too busy now that I don't spend a lot of time on my Discord because of the following that I have. And I notice it dwindling little by little, like being less active on there or
mhm.
whatever. So I
Oh
think
my God,
for
the Discord.
me, yeah, for me, it's like at this point, it's like it's hard for me to be active on there.
Yeah.
I don't
It
know,
was
Judy.
always
My
hard for me.
oh, see me at beginning, like what Sarah was at, it was easy, and before you get a bigger and a bigger and a bigger audience or whatever subscriber base, and then it's just I don't know, it's hard to maintain it.
Right.
Mhm.
It's a lot less intimate. It's a lot, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, kind of.
I feel like also like, and obviously I don't know because I'm only at where I am currently, but
Mhm.
like it's also like you get like this weird developing of like what your channel even is. Like
Hmm.
my channel's still in that point where like people are creating inside jokes and like there's
Yeah.
like things that are like unique to like what your channel and the community around your channel is that's like
Mhm.
being created right now, which is really like it's a very like interactive and like group kind of thing that it feels like my community has a lot of input that like influences what I do and how I work on stuff. And I
Mhm.
feel like the bigger it gets, the less it'll feel like that back and forth
Right.
collaboration because you just can't
Yep.
take everyone's ideas because they're
Hmm.
conflicting
Hmm.
um
Exactly.
and you can't
Exactly.
Yeah.
like
Then
you can't
you're
let
worried.
all of it get into your head.
Yep. You're worrying about other things. And now I'm getting to that space too when I'm starting to actually understand it. Why it's so hard. Because you can't please, that's the thing. I think as us as people, we want to help. We want to please everybody, especially for the people who got us started on this journey, who made it
Right.
possible for us. That we want to go back and comment on every single thing or do certain things, but we're not always going to be like that one because a life is life.
Hmm.
But then in two is because the bigger the audience and you just don't have the time between
Yeah.
recording and thinking about other things and whatever your circumstances in life in general. So yeah.
And on that somber note Ending
No,
this.
you'll be fine, Sarah.
Yes.
It's just
I mean,
maintaining. It's just trying to find a balance. You're a pretty big organizer,
Yeah,
so I feel
trying
like
to
you'll be
find
good at
balance.
it as much as I am, because I'm not
true.
good at organizing stuff. I just get up and I just
I have
go record some videos and
I have a
just let it be
color
that.
I have a color-coded calendar, and
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
I have
Good for
like different
you.
categories for different things, and I have yeah.
But videos
I
have
don't
become
like
fun, so I'm in a
I
weird
know what's
state.
happening for like the
Two
next
cents
couple of
wanted.
months of my channel, so
2 cents wanted. He said, I hope my channel could get anywhere near this. Well, if you want our advice now, and actually Sarah is in a position to give some advice.
am I?
So what would you tell 2 cents wanted? You know,
About their channel?
yep, about their channel.
Oh. Um I mean, you say that you are having fun making videos, so that's a good thing.
That's a positive thing.
It
It
depends
starts
on
from
how
there
many
first.
videos you are making. I feel like it's really easy to feel overwhelmed at the beginning because there's so much that you have to learn and there's so much that you can like see and make goals about and you're not there.
Yep.
But I feel like if you like making the videos, that makes it a lot easier because you're not doing it purely for
Yeah,
numbers or
that's
goals
important.
or whatever.
Exactly.
And I think also like a big thing is like lean into your strengths. I
Yep.
feel like it's easy to be like, I'm not like for me, like I'm not an editor. I don't enjoy editing videos. I
Mhm.
don't want to sit down and learn how to make like edit really good videos. It's not where my interest is. And
Yeah.
I did 100-ish videos on my own, and then I was like, now we're getting an editor because it's not my strong point. My strong point is like thinking in depth about stories. Like me talking about how stories are put together is because I've spent years writing and studying how stories are put together. Me talking about, hey, this is how this comic is being told the way that it is because I have experience with that. And that's something that I feel not everyone else in the
Mhm.
same genre of making videos has. Like, Bluur and Show&Tell like haven't taught how to make comic books, so that's not their perspective when they're
Mhm.
talking about them. Whereas I have. So if you have some unique strength, then
Mhm.
lean into that, especially at the beginning when you're not going to have the best video quality, you're not going to have the best audio quality, you're not going to have the best editing skills, you're not going to be the most confident on camera.
Man.
So like
No.
lean into the
I
thing that
just
like makes you really
It's so
good.
funny. It is so funny. We always talk about this every single time, but I don't care because it's just so hilarious. It's just that the first time you just do a video, it's going
It's
to be
fun.
tough. It is going to be tough. I don't care who you are, unless you've been in the editing field, in the technological field, so you know how to edit all that. Then you won't have a
Yeah.
problem, right? But being yourself in
Talking
front
to
of
no
a
one.
camera, talking to no one, looking at the
Yeah.
webcam, like, oh,
And I think that that's like another good piece of advice is like
yeah,
like respond to comments and get like at least one or
mhm,
two people that watch your videos and comment on things because
yep,
then you are making videos for them. And
yes,
that is like a
yes,
really and it's not an
yep,
important thing in terms of like drastically shifting necessarily like the quality of your videos, but it's a really good mind shift. Like it's a different mindset when you're like, I'm talking to nobody. I'm talking to this
Yeah, I don't know.
ether
Yeah.
of what the big
you,
void of competition that is YouTube when you're like, no, I'm making this specifically for this person. And
yep.
I think that that's an important thing to have in your brain because at least then you're like, this one person will watch this video and that like pulls you through the process of making it.
Yep, is
'Cause
exactly. I think too for me to put on to Sarah's point is that at the beginning for me because it's easy to be discouraged, especially if you don't get people right away and all that stuff or a little bit of following. But I remember this commenter actually one of my subscribers since day one, and he'll pop in every now and then. And I still remember his name because I felt like what he did for me and his name is Misty Woods. I don't know if you guys go to your
I know
channel.
Misty
Misty
Wood.
Woods. Misty Woods was the first person when I was at maybe 83 subscribers. I was at 83 subscribers. to come to my channel, and every video I put out of Bleach, he would always comment and he will always say, keep going and keep going and keep going. It's just going to get good. You're going to get, and it's not even about the followers, but those words, hearing it for somebody else that cared so much about my videos made me keep going.
That's sweet.
So I definitely, I understand. Yeah.
I mean, it's like, totally the perseverance too. Just like,
exactly.
Just continuing.
And it's like you guys were talking about how like at a certain point you can't be that one-on-one with everyone. In the beginning you can, so do that.
Do it.
Exactly.
Because you can, and it's one of those things where like if you can get one person who watches all of your videos, it's such an important thing to have in your brain when like it's when your audio doesn't record while you're recording, or you're trying to find time to make a video, or like you're editing and it's just frustrating because it's so much to learn, and like just think like, well, this isn't for just me, this is also for this person. So that's also advice.
I told you guys both my experiences with one upload. I thought I was actually gonna quit. I was so irritated, and that was actually during the Ukiura fight, the Ichigo versus Ukiura, because I did 4 episodes into 1. So it was a 45-minute video. And it took me 8 hours, literally 8 straight hours of uploading claim, re-editing.
Oh my God.
Uploading 8 hours. I kid you not. I was up. I released that video, Sarah, at 1 a.m. my time.
Been there.
1 a.m. my time. So I started like 4 p.m. Like it was insane. And I literally had those thoughts. Like I was like, oh, I want to give up. Skip this, whatever. I just want to give up, whatever. It's not like I had a huge following or whatever, but I was so irritated. I was like, no. And that's what kept me going. I was like, no, because the people wanted this. I'm at this point now. Just do it, Bluur. Just suck it up.
Yeah. And the thing too is like when you know like a few people, like I was saying before, like you get excited to share your video. Like you get excited to actually have the opportunity to be like, I want them to know what my thoughts were on this part so that they can tell me in the comments, and then I can know what they think because you know enough about them. And you're not going to be able to do that the more that your channel grows. Like even me, like it's hard for me to keep up with comments all the time. Like I try to like take a few minutes here and there to just randomly answer them, but I can't always answer in a thoughtful way to comments. But it's one of those things where you can do it at the beginning, so definitely do it. Like really get to know like 2 or 3 people who are always going to watch your videos, because it's really, really helpful later on.
Oh my God.
Judy, do you do this though? Like for now, because you have a bigger audience too. Like for me now, like instead of commenting individually, I just heart almost everything that I love. Like, and I'm hoping
that
my God,
I heart everything.
In my head, I'm hoping that it is relaying and reciprocating my excitement for their comment. And like, oh, I really enjoyed your comment.
I do try to answer, but I take a lot of like breaks in between and then sit down to answer.
I'm like, I'm so bad at this.
Like, honestly, the most like YouTuber thing I can say recently about like getting ridiculously excited about something is the update on the app where you can sort for through comments you haven't responded to, and I was like, it's the best thing, because I'm like so much of the time I'm like making food and I'm like, oh, I have like 5 minutes while I'm waiting for like water to boil, I'm gonna answer some comments, but you couldn't filter for things you've already responded to, so it was just like so hard to go through like on your phone, and now you can, and I'm like, this is the best, because I can just answer
I'm not gonna lie,
instead of having to like flip through and be like, it's like responded, I'm like, did I reply or did someone else reply? And like now I can just sort through it. It's great.
I would literally almost forget to do this like every so often, but when you filter in those comments, and I always forget the ones to go to hold for review. And then you go to the hidden comments and you see all this like swearing and stuff. I'm like, for like such a long couple of months
and all
ago,
the spam and all the
all the
spam. Mine's all the random like just links being dropped.
Like, that's the spam thing.
I'm like, there's like a 99% chance this is a porn site. Like just saying, like people sometimes like leave like actually useful links in comments, and I'm like, I'm sorry, it looks like it gets deleted, but people do just like leave spam comments, so you have to just filter it all out, and sometimes it takes me a while to go actually look through and be like, what is actually
No, I
spam
don't
and when
do
it's
that.
just
I
someone
just
being
told
like,
him
"Hey,
that.
there you can see some of these like manga panels if you go to this like thread on Twitter." And I'm like, "That's useful. You can stay." Like,
Yeah.
True, but I can't do it. I mean, there's too much spam. I can't like sort through it. That's
yeah.
at this point. And also it has all the spoilers. Like my moderators, like, you know, they delete all the spoilers and they end up there, so I can't really look at that.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
sorry.
we have to actually end the stream now. So
We do.
yes, we really
We
do
do.
now. We've gone on a tyrant. Thank you guys for coming. It's been Tyvey. Thank you to Show and Tell and Bluur for joining me and
Thank you for inviting me.
spending time with all of
Congratulations.
us.
Yes.
in the
500.
party. Yes, 500 before the end of my first year,
Yes.
which is crazy.
That's going. Yes.
So thank you guys so much. I will respond to comments and stuff, I promise. And be in the Discord. So, and you guys can go and check out these wonderful people's channels as well. And their Discords, I'm in there too. So I pop in every once in a while.
I pop in too. I know Sarah popped in just a little bit on mine. But
Yes. Well, I have to
Yeah.
be careful with yours because you're farther in stuff that I'm watching.
That's true. That's
So I
true.
have to be careful of your Discord and your channel. So
Yeah. Yeah.
But yes, so thank you guys, and we'll see you soon. I mean, you guys will see our videos, but
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Have a